Oh, wow. Hello, everybody. We're back. Welcome back to Worcester City Council Theater 3000. Let me just say off the top, let's just get it out of the way. We're very sorry about last week. Unfortunately, Gerardo Schiano booted us all from the stream and would not allow us to speak last week. So
he's a real trickster, that one.
He's, that little devil. But we're back this week. Bill is in Mo Bergman's car. I am doing something. I don't know.
Can't say for legal reasons what we're doing.
Bill's got a good lawyer. He's sitting next to him in the car.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah. Hey guys. Hey Bill. Hey Brendan.
How's it going?
Oh, wonderful. It's so good to see you guys again.
Really is. What did we miss last week, Bill? That was like taxes and stuff, right?
Yeah, it was the tax rate thing, which I mean we've talked about before, how like the political theater of the tax rate on the city council floor is like so far removed from the experience of paying property taxes in Worcester. It's like in the way they talk about it is just insane, but like just the culture of the council considers that one of the most important things they do, so they have to bloviate about it for forever. It was honestly a good meeting to skip. Because it was really that and not much else.
Yeah, we really were dreading having to watch it and didn't have to. Thanks, Gerardo.
Yeah, thank you.
Would have found that infuriating. I'm glad we weren't here for it.
Yeah, but the tax rate was set. I mean, how it always is, like kind of middle of the road, and that like split tax rate thing between, like lowest residential or whatever. I think it was actually set at the lowest possible residential rate.
Right. Yeah.
But like still that doesn't mean anything. Taxes are still going up like 10% for everyone because it's really tied to valuations and not the split rate the council sets. The council can't do anything about valuations.
Right.
Tonight, what do we got tonight? Off the dome. It looks like they're going to announce the contract for Batista because they made it especially clear in the agenda that they're coming back into public session after they go into the private meeting to discuss the contract. So we'll probably get some details on that. And then we're going to probably talk for a long time about charter schools, which the council has no real authority in, but they're making a public stand against this new charter school proposal, which we can talk about. But other than that, pretty light agenda. So this might be a short one. I do have to leave about 7:30. I'm in the parking lot of the Born Without Bones practice space, and I'm going in to jam with those guys right after because we're leaving for tour on Thursday. Very excited for that.
That is exciting. Where are you headed?
Yeah, very cool. We're going East Coast and Midwest. We're starting in New Jersey, playing Brooklyn, then Connecticut, Somerville. Then we're going out to Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Detroit, Chicago, and we'll be back about, I think the 19th is when we'll be back. So
all right,
it's like a little kind of like two week trip around the East. So it'll be fun.
That's very exciting.
It'll be cold. It'll be wet, cold. It's gonna snow, but it'll be fun. Yeah, I'm really excited to play with these guys. Good stuff. But yeah, the charter school thing, I don't know if you guys have looked into that at all, but I just put up a post on my newsletter about that. And it's a very sort of weird, like pretty stupid charter school application.
Yeah.
So I didn't get a chance to read your piece, but I just saw that the school is going to be run by Old Sturbridge Village.
Yeah. The Old Sturbridge Village has been getting into the charter school game. There's a charter school attached to Old Sturbridge Village that's been in existence since 2017, and now they're trying to expand into Worcester. It's called the Worcester Cultural Academy. It'll be for K through 8, and as far as I can tell from the proposal, their main pitch is that they're going to take kids to the Ecotarium and to the Worcester Art Museum, where the Worcester Public Schools already does that, but they are proposing this as something different and unique. it's really weird. It's a really weird proposal. It doesn't make any sense, and people should mark their calendars for Friday at 4. Unfortunately, I'll be on the road. I won't be able to be there. But at Quinsig, Friday at 4, there's a public hearing where people can go and say, "Hey, this thing is fucking stupid, and what, you think you're better than me?" And make it known that the state should reject this proposal, because that's where we're going right now. The commissioner of DESE is going to make an evaluation on this charter school, either for or against, and then early next year, probably February, the board of Board of Education is going to vote on it, and that's sort of all they need, is that approval from the Board of Ed to do it. There's no local yes or no needed for this. But yeah, it's right on Hamilton Street, in the Grafton Square area, in this big stone building that has U Inc. right now, which is like some sort of behavioral school. And they want to eventually have 350 kids there.
All churning butter.
Yeah, all churning butter. Right. Yeah, it's the very same. And you know what's interesting is that, like, Massachusetts charter school law has this like weird carve out that like gives museums like Old Sturbridge Village a leg up in the charter school game. Like, it makes it easier for those sort of entities to launch charter schools. And the director of Old Sturbridge Village is this like Republican Party guy in Rhode Island that used to be a charter school director and has since just been using Old Sturbridge Village to try to open charter schools. So it's a very weird sort of like wonky, like low level sort of like institutionalized corruption thing going on with this. And
maybe the worst part is all the students would have to pretend they don't know what cell phones are. What devilry is this?
Which
preparing our kids for the jobs of the future by way of our dystopian past, I guess.
Right.
Well, Sturbridge Village is fucking crazy. It's a crazy place. I love it. I didn't know that it was run by I knew it was backwards. I didn't know it was run by backwards people.
It's actually a cult.
Yeah.
It does make sense. Everyone I know that has worked there is either a psychopath or has like crazy ass stories. A friend of mine worked there for a summer, and they planted a field of corn over the course of the summer and grew it, and then a bunch of geese were eating all the corn. So one of the adults that worked there, made him kill one of the geese. Which is like, just give them the fucking corn. You can go to the store. This is fake.
Yeah, it's not real.
Yeah.
And I think it's a felony too. They're migratory birds.
Oh, like, yeah, 100%.
That's actually like killing a Canadian. Might be worse than killing a Canadian.
In my mind, for sure. Yeah. It's super fucked up. It's a crazy place. Yeah. So we don't need them teaching our children, our regular children here in Worcester.
Yeah.
While we're waiting for the meeting to start, should we discuss maybe next summer we should show up at Old Sturbridge Village cosplaying time travelers? And
time bandits.
See who breaks character first. They're mostly kids. That could be a lot of fun if a bunch of adults just start showing up and start fucking with them from the future.
Oh, finally, we have found our people here. It's been so hard being a traveler from the 1600s. That's my 1600s accent.
It's very good. It's quite.
Oh, I'm from the 1600s. That's how people talk back then.
Yeah, there's Flemish kind of,
I hope there's no Calvinists here. We don't like them. I don't know. Yeah, but like honestly, this I don't know if this is going to be one of the monster like 5-hour meetings we've been seeing lately. I think that this is going to be pretty tight and buttoned up, and I think it really looks like it's structured in the agenda to be like sort of a victory lap for old Eric Batista, which I guess is fine. I don't know.
How did do we know how the first listening session went?
Oh God, no, dude! I'm not going to any of those. I'm not paying attention to that.
No,
I'm sure that
that's what
like
they want.
7 people showed up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just insulting. Like, that's supposed to be before you select a candidate, you do that, so that, you at least give the semblance of there being community input in this decision. But, doing that after and claiming that it's anything but just like a parade is really insulting to the intelligence of everyone involved.
Indeed.
So,
So now is
Which
when
is
we
like-
should discuss going to future listening sessions, cosplaying time travelers from the
Time
future,
travel, yeah.
warning everybody out there.
We must. This is my future accent. We must stop Eric Batista. He's a crime lord. He's a despot.
He came out in support of Kanye West.
Just stumble
The
in.
city
and ask
burned
what year is
down.
it.
What'd you say, Travis?
Just stumble in and ask what year is it.
Yeah. Oh. Oh no, we didn't stop it. No. We gotta go back, Brendan.
I really liked, I don't know if you guys caught it, but I tweeted out the screenshot, but they hired a new public health director, and Eric Batista is quoted in the Telegram saying, after a robust search process, we hired our new director of public health.
Wow,
And I was like, oh, this motherfucker is just trolling now. He knows that we can't do anything about this shit.
Gotta give him credit for that. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
when you are.
This is
Yeah.
great, cryptid. Great.
Yeah. Yeah. Still, we never got to ask the question, do you believe in dinosaurs?
We might have to go. There's one on Friday, right? Or
Yeah.
Thursday? The 8th. Thursday.
That's Thursday. Yeah. I don't know.
Community
I mean,
church.
if you go, let me know how it is, but I'm not wasting any
I probably
time
won't go.
on it. Yeah.
I got stuff to do.
Hey, Eric, what are you
Time
going to do
travel.
about the cops costing us $1 million a year in lawsuits? Are you going to do anything about that? Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, sweet.
People keep saying like, oh, well, behind the scenes, Eric is saying that he wants to cut the police budget. And if that's
I
true,
haven't
then,
heard that.
yeah, I mean, if that's true, then fucking great. But I'll believe when I see it.
I don't believe that for a second. I mean,
No.
Eric Batista is on record already being like, civilian review board, never going to happen.
Yeah.
Don't
If I
even
acted
try,
on
you know?
1% of the things I said behind the scenes, I would have been institutionalized.
Yeah,
At least
right.
There we go.
We love it.
That's yes.
absolutely love it.
That's what I wanted to. I was hoping somebody would ask in the listening session, like, what's And I think somebody posted. I think Michelle Santana Ramirez posted that she essentially asked that question, and he dodged it. So that to me that means yes, it's absolutely empty, or he's pretending to still be it, hoping that no one brings up that's an issue. So
Dinosaurs? Who knows? You know what I know about? The city of Worcester, and everything that I am going to do, which I've never said publicly and never had to in any sort of capacity. And the city council has never set any goals or expectations for me either.
And never will.
And never will. But the developers supposedly like me, according to Kenny Merrill Carlson. So that's why I have the job. Got to keep those developers happy, folks.
Yeah, it's fun.
Did anyone hear any follow-up from racist grandpa and Walter's big night out drinking last
Oh,
week?
yeah, right.
I was so curious myself, Brendan.
I see one of them's
You
there.
know-
I mean, Walter's probably still in jail. But
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I saw racist grandpa walking down the street over by Old Dive Bar, and he looked pretty hungover. So maybe they did hit the town. We'll see. We'll have to ask him one time. We should have him on the show one time too. That'd
We
be
should.
really
I'll maybe I'll go wrestling on Thursday and talk to him there.
Councilor Carlson,
fun. Hell yeah.
Councilor Nguyen,
Here.
Councilor Rivera,
Here.
Just to
Councilor
hear
Rose,
confirmation if he knows
Councilor
we
Russell,
exist.
Councilor Toomey,
Here.
Oh, definitely not.
Here.
No way.
Next up is approval.
Walter
of the
probably doesn't
minutes.
even know he
All those in
exists.
favor? Opposed, so ordered. Public participation. A person may speak for no more than 2 minutes on any item appearing on the agenda. This your name and
We haven't
city of
talked about
residence?
also that Johanna Hampton Dance announced for at large.
Yep, she's in. That's great.
This is racist grandpa
nine.
Fred Nathan.
Here he
9A
is.
with the city manager.
Hi, Mo.
I hope
Hi,
this
Yenni.
will be the last meeting you guys do in executive session.
Wearing a
You've
suit
dealt
and
with
tie
this now.
tonight.
Hopefully
Well,
everything
it's a coronation.
is correct, and so we can move on after you give the city manager
Thank you.
at least a 2-year contract.
I like what
under-
Grandpa's
oh,
doing with his
actually,
hair this week. It's like feathered on the
10
side,
Looks great.
or was just laying on a pillow awkwardly.
I'm sorry, 10F. Michael Grandone's item.
Mo, I went to the
I think that's a
movies
very good
when I should have been at
thing,
work.
with
My
the
two
gun
favorite things:
buybacks to do that
going to the movies and
more
skipping
often.
work. It was pretty great.
And, the
Speaking of
Shaman
birthdays,
daughters,
happy birthday
11A
to a
and
friend of the show,
11B.
Emma Narkowitz, yesterday.
I think anyone.
Oh, happy birthday.
You, Mr. Mayor,
I
city
didn't. I forgot
manager,
to wish her a happy
around, you
birthday
can find
on
streets,
social media. So I'll do it here.
sidewalks. I would hope that they would get done.
Would like
I
to point out
realize
that
there are constraints. You
the
can't
gentleman
spend all the
sitting in
money
the
that would be,
at the
needed.
table where the
You
press
bankrupt
usually
the
is,
city if
that's actually former
you
Mayor
try
Ray
to get it
Mariano.
all done quickly.
Oh,
There
really?
are a lot of
Apparently
hot
He's,
spots
he's,
out there.
he's cosplaying as an actual journalist
Now
from the
comes the real
1920s.
interesting one.
Jesus
Leave it-
Christ.
Does he have a card
I'm
in
a little
his
bit
trilby?
perplexed and totally confused by 13B.
What's the likelihood that Fred
resolution
Nathan
about
uses
the,
a My Pillow?
100%, 100%.
more than what
Very
is
high.
printed on here.
Well, happy Rat Day to you, Mo.
So
Whenever that.
I hope it doesn't just get passed. I hope there's actually some discussion, because having not knowing anything.
You think
about
he's
it
wearing a
except
suit
what I
because he
read
just
here,
had a court appearance for his night out with
it
Walter?
just sounds like it could be a good idea, but then you come down
Fred Nathan,
to
disturbing the
well,
peace.
what the teachers in the teachers union. So I don't know. That's all I'm going to say on that. But
Okay,
got my
Thank
5
you.
items done quick.
exactly 2 minutes.
Wow. Thank you for your service. Back to back. You love to see it,
What's
folks.
your name, city residence?
Idella Hazard, City of Worcester. I agree with most of what
She's rocking a fit too tonight.
Freddie just said. I don't know.
They're about to get hitched.
I don't.
She called him
Here,
Freddie,
This way.
Yep.
We got married in a fever.
Pretty much everything.
hotter than a pepper
Particularly the
sprout.
sidewalks. There's a problematic sidewalk near my home.
We've been
Jeff-
talking about council
Nobody takes care of it. In fact, I had a
every week
complaint
for
to have them
20
remove the
years.
brush. Kids were walking
Since
in
I
the
got
street
gout
all
was the first thing I came up
sidewalks.
with.
That's pretty good.
Public Works came and took care of it. and
Ever
made
since
the owner
K2 me got gout.
take the sidewalk so that the kids, this is even without the snow and the ice. So that's a problematic sidewalk.
They finally did my
And
yard,
I
my
agree
street today for
that,
leaves. I'm
Now
pumped.
that city manager Batista is in, I think that it's about time that we do something with his contract.
Oh wow!
If
This is
he's
really
there, we
exciting.
have to take care of
We
Finally,
just got a big offer. Yeah.
they
with
found
any
us.
other
Huh.
employee.
Auto on. Wow.
There was a-
Is
one
there anything you
Whoa.
can do about Twitter followers?
They were going to be talking about, I don't see the.
Thanks,
item here
Bri.
now, where
No,
they're
that's not
going to be
spam, Gio. That's
doing
not. That's
inclusionary
this is big
That's
news for us.
that's real. That's real big
Yeah.
news. This is how we hit it big.
properties.
Everybody knows that Kitsune Goddess
know that
BGH
they're
is a
talking
legit
mostly
player in
about,
this industry.
It's true.
Stores and
You don't fuck
housing
with
and
him.
this and that. But I also want to say it should be inclusionary.
Also, real Weinstein kind of vibe. I've heard some
all
things.
classes of
Yeah,
people.
yeah. We gotta
Usually
be
when we
careful.
hear that stuff,
Yeah.
it's usually middle and upper class. But I think everybody should have a chance at that type of housing. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
We got a walkout happening.
That's Tracy Novick and Sue Mailman. I think we're going to hear about Old Sturbridge Village.
Uh
Name and city residence?
My name is Sue Mailman, Worcester resident and Worcester School Committee member. I'm here tonight on the Mayor's Charter School petition. Thank you for putting it on. Now is not the time for a new charter school in Worcester. We have a new superintendent, the community, school committee, and educators are supporting her efforts to improve our district culturally, socially, and academically for the most well-rounded scholars in the best mid-sized city in this country. We have expanded Student Opportunity
Citation.
Act money coming
Yeah.
into our district,
Yeah.
Thanks to many, many legal advocates,
You ever been
including
to
our very
Cincinnati?
own Mary Keith, who played a lead role in our state to finally renew
You ever
our
been to
funding
Rochester,
formula
New York?
more equitably.
They got a dinosaur
We have
barbecue,
three and a
lady.
half more years of increased funding to get us
They probably have a
to
movie theater
that
too.
more equitable funding level. So much of the work in preparing for equitable funding addresses some of the supposed
You ever been to
benefits of the
Utica?
proposed charter. We're currently
Good city.
offering and will be
Steamed
increasing the
hams.
innovative programs and partnerships
You ever
as
been
funding
to
levels are achieved. Much of the
Portsmouth,
thinking
New
that was part
Hampshire?
of our last strategic plan talked about innovation.
Bill, I see you're
hubs,
going to
piloting
Hartford,
programs
Connecticut
that
on
would
this
connect
tour.
scholars
Good
I
luck with
am.
that.
project-based learning
It's
opportunities.
the
A lot
only
that is
city on the East
concrete
Coast more
versus
fake than
very
Worcester.
vague charter school application. All of the
I
local
once met a live
partners
iguana in
specifically
a
mentioned in
bodega
the
across
charter
the
school
street from
application are already
the
partners,
club that you're
strong
playing,
partners,
and it
and
was on the back of
generational
some
partners
random
of the
guy.
Worcester
Oh,
Public
yeah.
Schools.
That's
That'll
so
do it.
I'd
sick.
also like to
Did you guys
point
know
out
I
that
used to
many
have
of
an
the
iguana?
foundation partners in our city have stepped
No,
up
but I'm not
time and
surprised.
again.
Yeah,
We don't
it's
need
kind of my
another
vibe,
school
right?
at this time that drops another
You give off
high-need
an iguana
education
energy.
facility
What are
into
the
their
reptiles
lap.
have you owned?
Lastly,
That's
to the
it.
core,
That's
I have
all
always
it.
felt that charter
I've,
schools are
I've
created to
saved up all
bypass
my
union
my brownie
agreements.
points to get an
Public
iguana.
monies are for publicly funded schools, and educators that
She was
work in
a
our
she was
system
a
should be
queen.
paid wages and benefits
Had her
that
for
are at the top
12
of the
years.
scale, because that is the level of achievement and opportunity that we are expecting to be provided our children. Charter schools undercut these systems. Charters never come back and tell communities what they have learned that we could change in our agreements to improve education, because ultimately, it seems to me, the
I
goal is
have.
really not to improve the
You
larger
boys?
public education system, but to
No.
create small pockets of programs
Not a
that may or
Vermont
may
guy.
not be useful for the larger system.
No iguanas up there.
I hope that you will support
Pulp.
the mayor's petition. Better yet, let's get on board with our new leader and row the boat together for improved outcomes for our rock star students in Worcester.
Thank you.
Gotta row the boat.
The most jingoistic thing that Sue
Thank you,
Mailman's ever said. Really laying it on.
Yeah.
Good evening. My name is Saul Ramos. I am a resident of Worcester, an educator in the Worcester Public Schools, and also first vice president of the EAW. I am here to speak
And
on
an
behalf of the
undercover FBI
3,000
agent.
plus members of the EAW whose House of Delegates motioned and took a stance last week to officially oppose the creation of the Worcester Cultural Academy Charter Public School in the city. This charter school application is a major threat to Worcester Public Schools. The charter school will be privately run and not have to be accountable to the Worcester School Committee elected by the people of Worcester. Charter schools take public money but don't act like public schools regardless of their name. A private board of directors runs the school. Those directors are not accountable to the elected school committee or city council.
I gotta believe.
Charter schools are not required to educate every student and can return students
Friggin'
to the
Ivana
traditional
Trump
public
over there.
schools while retaining the funds that
Shouldn't
come
you
with
be on a
that
golf
student.
course, lady?
Worcester just got the
Or in a golf course? I don't
Student
know.
Opportunity Act of $12 million.
In, on? I don't know.
This
Who
charter
knows?
school could wipe out a lot of the gains and plans to increase staff and
She used
services
to
have
with
a
$7 million
show on
loss.
WCCA,
Worcester
I
Public
believe. She looks
Schools
really
has
familiar.
already been understaffed and is presently losing $30 million per year to charter schools such as Seven Hills and Abbey Kelly. And another $7 million loss is simply unacceptable.
Andrianopoulos or
Worcester Public Schools has an
something like that?
amazing team of educators who go above and beyond
I don't
every
know.
single day for our students.
If
Do
you
not let
Google
the
Sal
implementation
Ramos,
of
you just
another
get
charter
information
school
on the
take away
Uvalde shooter.
opportunities and high quality education from them.
Cool.
And lastly, I'll leave you with this.
Oh,
Some years
shout
ago,
out-
Massachusetts had the
Shout out
chance to vote for
MK2
question
came to the
2,
show the other
which was
night,
to allow for
guys.
charter school
Came
expansion.
to Ralph's for Anthony
The measure
DeVito.
failed
So did Brendan.
as over 3 million
Didn't
voters
see anybody else
turned out
there,
and
but
over
whatever.
62% voted no. In Worcester alone,
I'm not allowed to go to Ralph's anymore.
61.7%
I kicked you. You got scratched.
voted a
Nah.
resounding no. Our city
I
has
wish.
spoken on this issue, and we hope you have been listening. So on behalf of the students and educators of Worcester Public Schools, of the community and the voters, please join us in saying no to this charter school.
Thank you.
Thanks, buddy.
What's your name and city of residence?
Good evening, Mr. Chair. My name is Tracy O'Connell-Novick. I live at 135 Oline Street, and I'm a member of the Worcester School Committee, which is what brings me alongside my colleague and our educators before you this evening. I'm here to address item 13A, your resolution, Mr. Chair, that the council go on record opposing the
that's really
creation
good,
of the
Brad.
Worcester Cultural Academy Charter School. I would ask that the council stand united with the Worcester School Committee in opposing this threat to publicly funded and publicly accountable education in the city of Worcester. As the council is aware, it was only last year that the long-awaited, long-fought-for reform of public education funding finally came to the Worcester Public Schools. You, Mr. Chair, alongside the
Hi,
council and the
Roger.
school committee, were prepared to sue the Commonwealth of Massachusetts on behalf of the school children of the city of Worcester to address this
rocking City Council fits
unconstitutional
tonight.
inequity. Due to united action by our delegation,
It
working
is,
with
Roger.
unanimous votes in both chambers of the state
Close enough.
legislature, this was not necessary. But we were only 2 years in on a 6-year implementation of that
Yeah,
funding
I was right.
reform.
She's
There's
the
much work to be done.
she made
and many
a name
needs
for
still to be
herself
met.
internationally when she
While
was
this crucial
kidnapped
work
in
is led by
Liberia
Dr.
back in
Maris,
2012.
At this time, when we finally understand
The
below
hell?
the surface
Yeah,
towards which
holy
we have worked,
shit.
to have that sucked away by a poorly designed proposal that will not meet the needs of the Worcester students is infuriating and unfair to our students, as well as all who fought on their behalf. It is important to note, Mr.
Also, a
Chair,
big butter
that
churning
as the city
fan.
of Worcester moves forward together under the leadership of City Manager Batista, who rightfully cites diversity, equity, and inclusion as among the focuses of his leadership, that charter schools nationally have been demonstrated to increase school segregation. The proposal put forward demonstrates no track record and poor understanding of the needs of the multilingual, multicultural, lively, rich array of families that we in the Worcester Public Schools are proud to serve. I would ask that you not only unanimously pass this resolution this evening, but that you, councillors, and Worcester residents join the Worcester School Committee, the Worcester
Interesting.
Public Schools Administration, and the Educational Association of Worcester in testifying on Friday at 4 p.m. in the Herbert Auditorium at Quinsigamond Community College in opposition to this proposal. To say nothing at this time is to fail our public school system and its children. Thank you.
Just looking at the comment over on the Facebook
Anybody
comments
else?
there. How detached do you have to be to like
Anybody online?
think that saying someone from California is an insult when you're from Massachusetts?
Raise their hand.
Like if that person's from
on the
Alabama,
Zoom
then like maybe
platform,
you
if
can say,
would like
"Ah,
to
from
participate
California,"
during
but
the
no.
virtual aspect of this meeting, if you want to raise your hand or press *9 if you're on the phone. I'll try to recognize you.
The police are going to turn him into body
Mayor, I don't
cams.
see anybody on the Zoom platform raising their hand.
Okay, we'll close that part of the
She's
meeting.
watching us. Hi, Kate. Hi, Kate.
Next is open the hearing of 7A. The motion is open the hearing. All those in favor? Opposed? So ordered. The hearing is regarding tri-communication for publication on Trahan Ave. Anybody in opposition? Seeing nobody in opposition. The motion will to close the hearing. All those in favor? Opposed? So ordered. The motion is to adopt. All those in favor? Opposed? So ordered. Next, we have the election of 2 residents to the Library Board of Directors. We have 5 people who have applied. We have Christina Andriopoulos,
Kate,
Katie Chappell,
Kate, don't
Leanne
run.
Diceo,
Don't run for city council.
Tina Sullivan,
You're going to lose.
Nope,
and Moses
you're gonna lose.
Waggy.
Don't put yourself through that.
And,
Don't.
Look at the Scorsese style fucking slow zoom on Petty right here.
Mm.
the applicants
Great
want to
camera
speak,
work
you
tonight.
wanna
Oh,
Yeah. That's real freaking avant-garde, if you ask me.
look? Christina?
I like that the city council subscribes to auteur theory of the 70s.
Hello, I'm Christina.
Oh, here we go.
Much for being invited
Damn.
to send in my
Nice pull,
intent
Brendan.
to serve on the board of the Worcester Public Library. Hello to all councilors who I don't know, and hello to the councilors I do know, and City Manager Eric Batista and Mayor Petty. When I got this
Batista.
invitation to send my letter of intent, I was extremely honored.
Oh, I'm so funny.
To my city that I moved back to 19 years ago with 2 very small children. And I have served on commissions and committees, and I still would like to do that. When I got the invitation for the Worcester Public Schools, it flashed me right back to my upbringing in an international home. I'm first
I
generation.
was going to say when she got
immigrant
kidnapped in
family.
Liberia.
My parents were very strict.
I bet she
My
brings
upbringing
it up.
international
That I wouldn't be corrupted.
kidnapping.
And so the only thing they would.
When I was kidnapped, I read a lot of books.
And school. And
So who was she kidnapped by? For what reason? Ransom?
Well, I don't know. Who was kidnapping people in Monrovia in 2012? I don't
It was-
wanna read-
Yeah. I don't
Well,
know.
she they wanted parts for a nuclear bomb, but she sold them old pinball machine parts.
Oh.
Yeah, so they came after her in their Volkswagen bus.
But then they had
Then,
computers.
then we had to get in the DeLorean. They
did
did jump in, and then it
So
automatically
I would
sent
like
us,
to be
to,
part of the
back
board that
in
makes
time
policy decisions
to
and looks at
1955.
programs.
Where we were
Ms.
able to
Ayala
warn
said that
the
there's
children
a
at Old
list of
Sturbridge
books
Village
that she has
about their
that
Yeah.
she
doom
wants
if
to
they weren't
publish.
to
They
change
told
their
her
ways.
We
software
saved that
issue.
goose.
Well, I'm very tech savvy. There's no evidence of discrimination if that's what it seems like. And so I would be honored to have your vote to be on the Worcester Public Library.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I promise not to get kidnapped.
Speak to stand so people know who you are. Katie? Okay. Oh, you want to speak? Katie, come on up.
Oh, it's gonna be the whole meeting tonight.
Katie Chappell.
What are they all doing their little?
I moved to Worcester
No
2
relation.
years ago to take a new position at the Ecotarium. And since being here, I have fallen in love with the city. I live in District 3, which from my research is
Just
the
so people
only
know too,
district
like the
that has not
library
had
board is one of the weird
representation
commissions
on
where
the library board in
you get a mix of people who
going like
really
12
are
to
interested in
13
the
years. I
function
think
of the
all
library,
districts should
and then
be
there are people who
represented
are
across
lining
all
themselves
avenues
up
in the
for
city, whether
to
it's
run
from
for a
boards and
local office.
commissions to our city council
Yeah.
here. I have always
Isn't it?
loved
It's like
I grew up in a
weirdly
very
under the
under-resourced
council's purview
community,
instead of the city
and
managers
as an
too.
under-resourced child
Yeah.
in Western Mass. And if it wasn't for libraries, I never would have had many of the opportunities in my family, whether it was from going to different museums,
I
going
met
to
this
different cultural
lady
organizations,
at the beer
from
garden one
free
night.
library pass programs to reading
Was
books.
she slugging him back?
To going to
She
college
was
and
with,
finding scholarships. It was
I don't
Was she
remember her
fighting the
name.
cops?
I
She
have
was,
dedicated my
no,
life
no, it
to
wasn't that
serving
night. I
nonprofits
swear I
and
wasn't there that
serving
night.
different
Can't believe
communities.
Travis started that fight.
And
Yeah.
this
You can't
completely
prove
aligns
that,
with my
Brian.
personal passion as well as my professional passion. I have
Was she
through
lobbying you
various
for a seat on the
nonprofits,
library board?
extensive experience
No,
in
she was
relationship
drunk and
building,
trying to
program
lobby Che to
development,
get into
grant
his
management,
pants.
and financial resources.
Nice.
I would be honored to serve
Yeah,
in
That
the
was-
city
dragging
of
Che
Worcester
into the
on
stream.
library
Come on,
board,
man.
and I thank you for your
That's, I mean,
consideration.
that was putting it boldly, but
you.
that's the context I have.
Get a point of
She
clarification.
was
Sure.
flirting
The-
with Che,
the
and it was very
Materials
funny.
we have list that
I
applicant
put it boldly.
as District 2, so I just want to know, is it 2 or 3?
I think it's 2. District 2. Yeah, yeah. You're right on the line.
Wow.
George Russell's looking for people. Okay, anybody else want to
What?
speak? If you, yeah,
He's
if,
desperate for votes.
Tina Sullivan?
Vote for me. I'll cook you up some sausages and
Hello,
peppers and
everyone. I'm Tina
onions.
Sullivan. I'm a lifelong Worcester resident.
Halibut, all
I had
halibut.
spent 9 years on the Worcester
We're
Public
making some
Library
halibut.
Foundation, and just rolled off of that in September. So I've been a part of the library for a really long time. I grew up at the Billings Square Library. For those
You
of
know
that
what I
that
say?
is.
When it's time for halibut, it's for the hell of it.
Part of the library. It's really important to me. I loved my work on the foundation board and was a big part of also, One City,
Wow.
One Library, and the big renovation that we just did were all things that I was very much a part of. Would really like the opportunity to serve on this board. I did serve an interim position on this board in 2021. from
Yeah, anybody that takes that long
September,
tying their
but I
scarf
was
is
not able to
trustworthy.
be here for the December.
I trust her. I would be
vote for the
really
permanent
nervous to make her a
position because I
coffee
was
at
out of the
Starbucks.
country, so would love the opportunity again to serve.
Catch a flat white to the face.
Thank you.
Is this oat milk? It tastes like almond.
Is it Moses? Yep. Okay. Moses Zenon Leguer?
Yes. My name is
Good
Moses
job,
Zenon.
Joe.
The city council fit.
I'm a resident of the city of Worcester. This is my first time here. And I'm excited. I'm excited because I see the city's changing and the landscape of the city is changing, and I want to change with it. I want to grow with it. And it's important for me, and it's important now that I start where I'm at. And I'm excited to learn from other people, from other professionals. Today, I went to see one of my mentors, and she reminded me that I'm a product of the city. And what's more important
Okay.
than the library of the city. So
Is he
I'm throwing my hat in the ring.
running for city manager?
I was going to say, Mo is absolutely right. We know
Most
more
of
about
that
all of
long
these
line.
people than we do Eric Batista.
That's so funny.
Right, correct. Let's try to unmute for two.
I didn't see it.
Um,
That's phenomenal.
We can hear us?
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, City Mayor. Good evening, City Council and all participants. My name is Fatou Yam. FHU. I'm from Senegal in West Africa. I have been living in Worcester since 2019. Being a part of Worcester Public Library Board of Director is a way for me to show my grateful as a new immigrant when I moved here. The library has an important
lady doesn't
effect
get
in
in,
my
they've failed.
career because I used to go to the library to practice keyboard in English, as I say, during the ribbon cutting. So I want to offer my skills since I was an HR in my country and I used to work as a project management serving communities who are in need. Being a part of the board is a way for me to contribute to the human resource management, to the library project, working with communities, identifying their needs, and to find out the way we can
I missed it.
have
Is it
some
just one
grant
position,
with
or can they all
some
get on?
from state.
I think
or
it's
federal.
2. I don't know.
Currently, I'm working as a payroll benefit admin.
So that we have to go through a series of votes here then.
As you see, all my career
Oh, boy.
was working with communities
Right back.
and serve them in order to help them to have a better life. I would be honored to join this board, and I hope you will.
So how are they going to vote on these
my
people one at a time, or does somebody have to nominate one of them?
Thank you.
How are they going to do this?
And I just want to thank the 5 applicants and much appreciated. There's only 2 positions. And like I say, every year, sometimes the council do it 2 years in a row, get to the second year. So don't get discouraged.
Do they have to sing?
Apply again. Like I said, there's only 2 positions. There's 5 good
do.
applicants here.
That's only if they make it to the
So
second
this is
round.
going to be the rules. The city clerk is
get it,
going to
I
do
get
is
it.
gonna
Make
call
the
roll of
regionals.
city council, with each member indicating the preference of each of the 2 available positions. Each council will name 2 people.
There it is.
The person or persons receiving the most votes and who also receives 6 or more votes, which is the majority of the full city council, will be elected to the position.
So we're about to find out who they all decided to vote for together ahead of
The
time.
eligible candidates should be reduced by removing the candidate who received the least
Hi,
number of
Mo.
votes on the prior roll call.
Drama.
So we'll do this until we get each candidate, you get candidates to get 6 votes.
And then when do they blow out the torch?
If you get white smoke, then we have a new library board.
Christina Andriopoulos.
They go through a lot of
and Katie
books.
Chappelle.
They're just burning them left and right.
Council Calorio.
Christina Andrianopoulos and Katie Chappelle.
Is
Councilor
this
Gia.
There you go.
is this close
Christina
enough to ranked choice
Andrianopoulos and
voting,
Moses
where
Sandler-Garrett.
like the council is actually voting
King.
the way we wish we could vote for council?
Tony Yang and Moses and then Laguerre.
I suppose it is, yeah.
Councilmember Carlson.
Yeah.
Christina Andriopoulos and Katie Chappelle.
Councilor Nguyen.
Fatuni and Moses Zenon Laguerre.
Councilor Rivera.
Fatunian and Christina Andrianopoulos.
Councilor Rose.
Christina Andrianopoulos and Moses and then Laguerre.
Councilor Russell.
Andrianopoulos and Chappelle.
It sounds like you don't want her vote.
Christina Andrianopoulos.
Yeah.
Zenon Laguerre.
And Mayor Petty.
Tina Sullivan and Christina Andriopoulos.
Yeah, library board, Troubler.
So bear with me for a
The
few
fate of the library rests in their hands.
So I
But
think
will
Tina's out.
Oh, I don't know. I'm hardcore zoning
seconds.
after
The
this.
first ballot, we have Christina Andriopoulos with 9 votes.
I forget.
So that member has taken that seat. Katie Chappelle has 4 votes. Fortuna Young has 3 votes. Tina Sullivan has 1 vote, and Moses Zenon Laguerre has 5 votes. So the first ballot is Christina Andrianopoulos. What will happen now is we're going to drop
They
Christina.
move
to
on to the
second
swimsuit
ballot,
portion of
and
our
we'll do
event.
another roll call until we get 6 votes.
Okay. So we're going to drop just Christina.
Yeah, Christina has been elected to the library board, so now we have 4 candidates left.
Okay.
Wow, give her a hand, everybody. Rude.
Wow. You did it.
Councilor Bergman.
Don't steal this from her.
That's Lady Gaga's mom that you're snubbing
Councilor
right now.
Calorio.
Katie Chappelle.
Councilor Gia.
And
I'm sorry?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize. Katie Chappelle.
Councilor King?
She just changed her vote, didn't she?
I have no idea.
Well,
This
so
is riveting.
I think
Right-
it's
right
only
choice.
between the top two
Councilor
candidates
Nian?
now.
Yeah, Moses was top, the
Moses
top vote,
Zenon
second.
Laguerre.
Yeah.
Councilor Rivera?
No, I didn't do that. Mr. Clerk, sorry, Mr. Mayor, just a clarification. I meant to write, to say Moses and Laguerre.
Okay, that sounds more like a tell.
We'll make a clarification on Councilor Hajia's vote is Moses and Laguerre.
Sorry, Katie. Wow. Ooh, hurts.
Councilor Rivera?
I said her name because I like her the least.
Moses Zenon Laguerre.
Yeah. I thought we were saying who we think the biggest
Councilor
fucking
Russell?
shithead is.
Councilor Toomey?
Moses Zenon Laguerre.
And Mayor
Good job, Kate. Moses, I'm having a stroke.
Oh. Sounds like Steve Martin in Pink Panther.
So, Mr. Mayor, for the record, Moses Zenon
Hamagara.
Laguerre has won the election with 6 votes. And then we have Tina Sullivan with 0 votes. Fatuna Yang has 1 vote. And then Katie Chappelle has 4 votes.
Brutal.
Okay, well, I want to thank everybody for coming out.
I had
and
5,
thank you all.
Katie, but
Congratulations, and please
it
apply
tells
again to the
from
We want to thank
California
everyone
vote.
besides Tina Sullivan.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming out. Much appreciated. Okay.
Oh boy.
Thanks, Matt.
All right, guys, I gotta get to
Now we have
practice.
executive session.
But good luck with the rest of the stream. Text me
Good
if
luck with the
anything
jamming.
really cool happens. Yeah.
Yeah. Have fun with the band.
And
Hey, play a wicked solo.
I have
for us.
a
Petition may speak of
Yeah, yeah.
When will we see you
I have a
next?
day off next Tuesday. I have a day off next Tuesday, so might be able to hop on. We'll see.
Hell yeah.
Let's do a 24-hour
yeah,
stream.
but
Yeah.
hell
Tour
yeah,
diary.
yeah. I smell bad. Day 7. I smell even worse. Yeah. All right, guys. Take care.
Take care, brother.
Bye,
Later, bud.
everyone.
The gun buyback account and division where monies can be donated year-round for gun buyback efforts.
Yeah,
Further
make
request
sure you
that
guys
consider sourcing of
subscribe to
colleges and
Bill's
corporations for
Substack.
donations to said account to build revenue.
You know, he's so desperate. He's going out on the road with a band. He needs the money.
Yeah, and it's not even a metal band. It's like a emo rock band.
11A to 11.
They're very good. If you haven't heard
No,
them,
they're not bad.
They're pretty great.
We
It's
have
just not what I
the
thought
first order request
Born
the
Without
manager
Bones
provide
was
city
gonna sound
council
like for
report
some
concerning the
reason.
feasibility of partnering with local medical entities.
Well, and he went out
to
with,
provide short-term medical and
was the local metal
recuperative
dudes?
services for homeless people who are too sick
High
for shelters,
Command?
but not
Yeah,
sick
thank
enough
you.
to occupy
Yeah,
a
he
hospital
toured with
bed.
High Command last time,
Council
right?
Rivera.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's like a
Chairman,
like
this is something I've
merch
brought up in
support.
the past.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really concerning that we don't have what's called
Also, High Command new
shelter
record
medical
out.
beds. And so what that is really, when you think
fucking
about
shreds. Get
like,
it?
if anybody's
They
ever
have
had
vinyl.
like gallbladder or like
check it out.
appendix or
I gotta check 'em
recovering
out.
that, you're
I
not
really
gonna
have never
stay in
even
the
listened to 'em.
hospital, but
Oh,
you do
they're
need
phenomenal.
to recover.
If you're telling me they're
And
phenomenal,
you
I'll
know,
have to
for
check them out.
For example, most of us, I could say just myself, you know, having the privilege.
Yeah, I got hip
being
to him.
housed and
Kate
having a
Toomey. She
stable
was listening to
place,
him one day,
know
and
that
she
after like
was
having
like
such
she had her
surgery,
headphones in. She's
you know,
like,
having a
gotta
place,
listen
a
to
warm
this. It'll
place
change your
to
life.
kind of recover, and
then
that
she
it's
kicked you right in the
clean
balls.
and you know
Yeah.
that you can actually
Hard.
take time to recuperate. But that's not something that
How can Kate even
people who are
concentrate with all
unhoused
those
have
police
the
legs
ability
right
to
behind
do.
her?
So if for whatever reason they're dealing with a medical issue that needs attention, but not enough where they need to be hospitalized, we only have, to my understanding, Worcester only has 1 medical shelter bed. I think Boston.
Yeah, Yenni's
has
got the whole
over
rundown
25, if
about
I'm not
the
mistaken.
drama.
But I'm not
Also,
sure
just to
if
reiterate for
anybody
anybody that
knows.
wasn't
And I
here,
know that that's all like
Gerardo
funding and things like
is
that.
the
But we
reason
look
that we
at
weren't
now
on
what
the
we're
stream
going
last week.
through, with
He
this kind of,
deleted all
like,
our
pandemic
accounts
between the
and he kicked us
respiratory
off our
virus,
own
between the
stream.
strands of COVID,
He shut
between
the stream down
flu,
because he
um,
was afraid of what we were going
and
to say
the
about
amount of people
taxing
in the ERs, the amount that we cannot,
discussion.
you know,
So
we're sending people as far
it
as
was bad. He's a bad
Connecticut
guy.
and other
I'm going to say
places,
it. He's a bad guy.
for hospitalization. As I've heard, I've had patients being sent to other, you know, that I've worked with. And when you think about, you know, I would imagine after, you know, recovering from that, I mean, I think we could all imagine how difficult that may be. So I would like to be able to just have.
He's the admin,
our
unfortunately,
administration
for
work with
our
like local
Twitch account,
entities
and he
to look at how we can provide
he did
and look for
censor us
funding, whether
and
that
ban
be at the
us.
state or federal level of private
We,
funding.
we've
to
since
be able
gotten it
to
back from him.
expand
He snuck
our
in.
medical bed
To his house.
capacity.
We had to we had to
Well,
physically hack
something
into his
that,
house.
For example, if you have any
Yeah,
type
hack
of
in
like
with a
home-based
pickaxe.
nursing that a lot of times people get if you're alone, if you don't have anyone to care for
Nice.
you, sometimes you can have um
ACAB in the
some sort of
morning.
like home-based care.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mo.
Which is becoming more and more prevalent. I know people who have
But it is
major
true, he did do
surgeries
that.
and within days they're
It's
out
all
of the
his fault.
hospital because
Yenni, did you all take your
we've
time
expanded
away from
in this
Facebook
nation regarding home-based
to
care.
reflect on how
But what
Facebook
people
is
don't
garbage and you're
normally
better off without it?
understand is if you actually are homeless, you cannot, even though you qualify your insurance and you medically you qualify for home-based care, you can't receive home-based care.
What happened?
Because
We were
they won't go to
censored.
shelter. It's under like the state regulations that you can't even get nursing. So
I lost
that's
track of what
another
story I
thing
was
that even
talking
looking
about
at the
10
home-based
minutes ago.
care,
Anyone want
they
to fill me
can't
in?
go to a shelter. So let's say you have someone who's been at the shelter where the
Yeah, give me a minute here.
where the MLK or any of the shelter, unless there's, if it's something like that, they won't be able to get medical home-based care. And so that's another issue that's really concerning. So I think as we move forward and we're really looking at trying to enhance our medical support, we really need to take a look at that. I think Worcester, as the second largest city in New England, can do better than just having one medical shelter bed.
Guys, I'm
So
sorry.
I hope that we
I was
maybe get a
making it
report
up. I was
back
just
on
making a joke
really
about
what this
the
would
Facebook
take,
drama.
bringing you at the table,
We
what
lost
this
it
would look
all.
like, and
No, it's all we have it all. It's all there.
And I-
We didn't
We're gonna
lose
start a
anything.
collection
We-
fund.
Last week, Mo's right. It was my birthday, and I had stuff going on.
Councilor Toomey?
And Bill was
Mr. Chair,
sick,
rise to,
and
support
Brendan
this
got
program
his
and,
whole back tattooed.
thank my
and
colleague
he
for
couldn't
filing
sit
this.
down in a chair to
Watch
stretch.
too much
Since
plasma.
1991, the first
Yeah, I explained it that
medical
Brendan was down with
respite,
blood,
facility
Bill was
was Christ
losing
House.
mucus, and Brian was
And
too busy
since
eating
then,
birthday
there
cake to
have
deal with Kate
been,
Toomey's bullshit.
I think
true.
38 in 38
true.
states.
I was
Kate,
watching
stop
Glass
talking into your
Onion.
sweater.
Total of 133.
Nobody can
The only
understand
ones
you.
in Massachusetts are in Eastern Mass.
She looks like Dolores Umbridge.
Kate, I like your macaroni necklace.
Area.
Mo made that
Certainly
for her.
Not anywhere near central.
It's weird, isn't it weird when she like backs something
Or down
like
the Cape, or
like
Western
without an
Mass. So
angle?
I think we definitely
Is she
should
eating
have
something
one,
while talking?
And I certainly do support
Peanuts.
going forward with this.
Sorry, I got some penis in my mouth.
Thank you. So send that to the manager. All those in favor, opposed, so ordered. Request manager
Hell yeah,
provide
City
council
Council
to
fit,
report
John
concerning
Snyder.
feasibility of creating a phone line for residents to call during emergencies that collects their concerns and streamlines where their information provided is sent in an effort to ensure appropriate city
better than
responses
candy.
to said emergencies. Councilor Rivera, RJI, and Merrill Council.
That's what I mean. It's really hard to like figure it out. When she's for something, I feel like I need to be against it.
I think I'm just really want to just support one of the things that we've been seeing is one emergency
She's
after
talking
another.
again?
And we've been seeing, people in community, people in this council, really working towards helping communities. And we're not just talking about, sometimes it's not just like 2 or 3 families, which even that in itself is very difficult. But you're talking about in this last instance in which I know Councilmember Acosta could speak on, we're talking about hundreds of people, the building situation on Mill Street. I mean, it's just been one after another. But I think one of the things that we were looking at is that there's so much information that's getting out there that's in this area and that area, and there's who's what's going on with food or
We have a
clothing or
cat
necessity, and so looking at kind of like
right now.
how do we look at a situation
Hi, Molly.
and be able to assign a specific number, a call, and then from there they could streamline. So making sure that we
No, he's not
have
around right now. He's got
information.
like a
So, for
date or something.
example, I just because it was
Hi,
one of
Molly.
the last incidents that occurred in the Plummer Village, which I know Council Carlson.
I was going to
very
put up the
active
little
with.
brunch
When
invite, but
there's
I'm not
something
now.
happening that I'm sure other councils are getting calls on it that we can kind of streamline. So then there's
Oh yeah,
information,
Molly, can you
something
send
that
us
could
the
go,
donation
something
link?
that could go to wherever it is and
Can you,
regarding
can you share that in the
food,
chat? I think people might be
So
interested
just
in
streamline in one area. It
getting
doesn't mean
involved with that.
particular situation is taking care of everything, but that it all is streamlined information because there's so much information. And also we have to understand that when there's trauma, we absorb information differently when we're under trauma. We may be getting information, but we may not be processed. When you're going through a traumatic experience, you may be receiving information, but you may not be fully processing it. So I think this is really important where they could say, maybe they met
I'm
with
starting to be
someone, maybe
against
they had
whatever
that
Soraya
information,
is
but
for
that they
right
can
now.
call and say, hey, I was in this situation. We're looking at where we can get closed. Oh, this is the situation we can close. So this is the information when you can get back to your home, or this is the hotel, whatever it is. But there's one streamline. If not, there's all this information. It becomes, it's overwhelming for us doing the work out here. But I have to say, it must be, think of how overwhelming we feel, and then compound that with the person actually going through the traumatic experience, whether it's the building collapse, whether there's a fire.
We're in the holiday
whether there's a
season. I once had a
situation,
coworker gave me one of those parrots
that they have
for
to
a Secret
evacuate,
Santa
and how
gift
traumatic
that
that
when
is
you
for
say
them.
something,
So I
it
think it's
repeats
really
back what you
important. I
said.
think lessons
And he
learned
said
we
that
keep kind of like, and I
tell
wanna
this
say
parrot
that I
your
really wanna
stories
appreciate, I think,
and wait
the
until you hear a funny
administration,
one before
this
you
council
come tell me
community
another
here in
one,
Worcester knows
or
how,
something along
they
those
know how to
lines.
respond. They know
I
how
think
to
we need to give one
get
of those
into
to
action and
Sarai, is my
support and
point.
help. But sometimes it's just not having the information.
Was this a live
People want
parrot someone
help, but
gave
they
you
don't
as a
really know
gift?
No, it's like one of
how.
those
We have
like,
to have organized efforts because you
you know,
can't
those
just,
like
like, for
battery
example, those
operated
people may want to drop
kids
clothes, but that
toys
might be
where it
more
just
No.
like
trouble
here's,
than,
you
that might
don't,
be
you ever
more
seen one of these
hurtful than
things? It
helpful,
like
because now
here's
you're like
5
bringing
seconds
a
and
whole
then
bunch of bags
it's like
of
a yak
clothes,
back.
and who's going to
I get
sort
mailings
that.
for AARP,
So
dude.
it's
Like
very
no,
I
complicated.
get
So
mailings for
anything involves
I'm
AARP.
gonna let
kids
my
toys.
other
No, I'm out
council
of it.
speak because I know that they
I also
that
met
do
your
it as well, and
doppelganger
I
at
think
the
this is a really
I
station.
good
know, and you
opportunity
need to
for
figure
us
out who
to
this
come
is.
together
Men in Brelican?
streamline, but I'll let
It
them
was an older
speak further
version
on
of
it.
Brendan, and the guy kept calling me
Councilmember
brother.
Carlson?
And it was super chill.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
He bought
I
something off
think
my
this
table.
order
It was really
at
cool.
this
That can't be
time
Brendan
is
then.
extremely
But I assumed
appropriate.
it was Brendan's brother.
We
You know, the
just
cooler
seen
version,
with
older,
the
cooler.
Plumley Village folks, and today we still
Your
stand
dad
here
doesn't go
tonight
shop at
and
Start,
don't
right,
know
Brendan?
No,
the
he's dead.
exact number
Well,
of
that
the
would be
amount.
inconvenient for him.
Was it
Wait a second.
300
Hey, I don't want to
was
be
it
insensitive, but did he
350?
die at Union Station?
Was it
Because
400?
No, could have been
There
100.
goes.
Yeah,
Again,
that'd be a great
I
story,
preface
though.
The
this all
button
by
wasn't that sharp.
saying is for the people who were there, the community builders, they were responding with what they had for information. But
It went really, really well this year.
Council Rivera could not be more right. These folks were impacted early.
It was a
on
lot of fun.
Thanksgiving morning.
It was a pleasure, Molly.
In the hotel.
Big moment.
Right across.
Molly was
from
at the
Plumley
show.
Village, and we had people at
Molly's
the
at
hotel
every show.
up at Lincoln
Because she's
Street.
cool.
The issue really became that the information that was being shared certainly
See?
was not information that everyone was getting. And
Held
there's a
that title
reason
for
for
2
that,
years now.
because some of those folks were
Hasn't
working,
changed.
some
One of our
those
oldest
folks,
banners.
were at families' houses. And again, you had different people who were.
It smells
who were
worse than you
supplying
remember,
that
Yenni.
information to the two
Wait,
different
is
groups
George
as
Stepchen
well.
and Mo Bergman the same
So,
person?
Whoa.
some of those
Which
things
one?
that really became difficult and for people not to know was, for example, someone who had a
I think Bill
four-month-old
just told
baby
Mo to
who,
circle the block
quite
while he's in
frankly,
practice.
didn't have something as, I call it simple, but it's not simple when you don't have a crib for your little 4-month-old baby. People who were not getting their prescriptions because they weren't in their home.
Saying there's an angle here that I don't like.
Medical care
It's a
from the
humanist
visiting
story.
nurses,
So to be against
because
humans, that's
they
what I'm
weren't
gathering.
in their homes.
That's never
and
stopped him before.
we were told that they didn't provide services at an off-site location. People who could not get into their apartments without an appointment, so therefore did not have the ability for laundry. But again, this was all about
What
community.
number item is this?
And we find time and time again, although this event, because it affected
I
such
feel like
a
this is
large
just
group
like
of
a giant
individuals,
catch-all
we certainly
item
seen
that
the
is
cracks
just
in the system.
they're just discussing
for people
every
with that information.
minor
I want to
inconvenience
say
with
to
the city right now.
administration, once we learned all of the different facts
Order
about
to
the
stop letting bad things happen to good people.
we went and we had a meeting
Excuse me.
with the residents.
Request a report from God on why bad things happen to good people.
And all those folks were so appreciative that we gave them
Why?
the
Period.
information
Why?
that they
Question
were
mark.
looking for. And again, some of this is basic needs, for example, food. And, could we provide?
I mean, in
hot
theory,
meals?
great. Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
community
so maybe it's just so simple and so maybe not
community builders certainly
doable
was
by this council
there
that
to
they all feel
provide
confident
gift
supporting it.
cards to people. But again, it was for us as a community trying to do and give basic needs in a time of such
I'm not seeing
trauma for
anything
these
on
folks.
the
And quite honestly,
overview from Mike
a lot of
Benedetti
those
on
folks did
this
not
specific
know
thing.
that they were going to be able to go back in their home. When Nicole and myself were there, those folks asked if they would be home for Christmas. That's where those folks were at, because the information that they were receiving.
I was also extremely pumped to get a copy of
as
this.
such that they were
My
going
happiness
home
pony.
Oh, nice.
really imminent. Was so the
I traded a koozie for
we
it.
have to find a
TM.
way
Wow.
to get this
What kind of
information
koozie?
out.
Seltzer
Because
time.
again,
I owe you a
have
seltzer
no
time
issue
koozie
with
I don't have a
working
seltzer time
around the
koozie.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say
but
I owe you
do
one. I
have
told
to
Mike
tell
it's
you,
not a
when you're
machete, but
talking
it'll
about
keep your beer
dealing
cold.
with the amount of people and trying to manage those
I
calls.
mean, truthfully, Brendan, I still have
it
a
really
bottle of something in
becomes
my
a
fridge
difficult
that has
situation
been
for
sitting
one
there that was
individual.
intended for you
And I think we owe it to
almost a year
people.
ago,
And
maybe now.
again,
Is it getting
community
stronger?
builders,
I don't know. I haven't opened it. I don't know
maybe
what
there
culturing.
should have been
the
a
shelf life
hotline
is on it,
of some sort, but there definitely needs to be
but it's there.
better
I'm just so not.
communications
I just don't get down on
than
that.
what we have right now, because
I
I
drink
think
Powerade and coffee.
I firsthand
Together?
witnessed a situation
Yeah.
where there
I feel
were
like I get
several
that, Main South
people
Mom,
that
but
were
I don't feel like they're
impacted
talking about
that,
anything specific
once they got the information,
regarding Plumley
I have to
Village
tell you,
and
those
Mill
people
Street.
were so
Yeah,
grateful
it's like,
to
oh, well, if we had
that,
one place that everyone could go
spend
for
the day with them.
information, it's
Thank
like,
you,
yeah,
Mr.
okay, great.
Thank you. Councilor Hadrian.
How are you gonna, what are we gonna like? Let's do it. But they're not saying like, well,
Mr.
this
Chairman,
is what
I just
you
want
know.
to start by thanking Councilor Rivera and Councilor Mero Carlson. I know they
But
both
they
work
sh-
in partnership.
I hope
and
they do
oftentimes
get
when
into
we
that part of
have
it
these
because
kind
that's
of
great.
crises, the district councilors
I
become
mean, when you
sort
think
of a
about like
liaison between folks on the
the Mill
ground
Street
and city
situation,
government.
how
I also want to give a major shout
in
out
many
to
ways
Jessica
Attell
Reyes.
became the one-stop
I
shop
apologize, I
for
don't know
people
the
looking for answers on
catering
that.
that she has, but community folks, community fridges that really stepped up.
It's got what plants
to
crave.
provide services that also weren't compensated for. And so
Brando?
I guess my point is that every crisis that
Idiocracy.
we've had,
What do you
whether
water your
that's
plants
Mill
with?
Street, whether
Yeah.
it's Gage Street, whether it's Plumley Village, or all the small fires that have been
It has
that
electrolytes.
our residents have been battling with, we learned
Oh,
something new. And at the
idiocracy.
beginning, when
Okay, fair enough. Sorry.
the Mill Street disaster happened, I asked for a review of our
Cannabis.
protocols, emergency protocols, both from inspectional services and from the emergency department. And to their credit, those folks have worked really, really, really hard. Major kudos to Assistant Manager Valentine, who spent really countless hours with Council Mero
I still
Carlson
think it's
to make
against
sure
Twitch
that
thing, but
Yeah, you were
communication
lighting
just in
a
case.
candle right there.
That's right.
I think one thing
Right in
that
my
I would
face.
like to ask again today is to take a look back at those protocols.
She gets right down to business,
It
Milk
was
Girl.
just your inhaler.
What were the gaps with
Oh
what
no,
happened
his
in
asthma's
Plumley
acting up.
Village?
Take another
I
puff off
do
your
think that
inhaler.
we need to codify some of those things that we got in response back to my order back in August and September. This is not a criticism
That's
of
how
the
I get
department
through these
itself.
damn meetings.
It's just these are major crises that are very complex. I am sure we're going to have, Councilor Mero Carlson and I have been discussing this, in all of our districts, there are multifamily
Tell her she
buildings
has
that
to
are
talk
quite
to
old.
Candy.
We might run into these situations again, specifically with high rises,
Later, John.
where most of our
Bye, John.
vulnerable
Thanks for stopping by.
populations live.
Take care, brother.
So I'm just asking in form of an order, if possible, can we go back and look at some of those protocols that were offered to us. If there's any way to tweak, nuance,
And
maybe
most agencies are stretched so thin
would they
already
have
that
liked to have seen?
when you ask them, their
think
answer is going to be like,
ultimately,
"That's not my
regardless
problem,"
of what the district counselors,
because they're doing all they can
community
anyway. So
members bring to the table, we need to really ask our residents, maybe a few weeks after this crisis, once they're settled, what is it that they would have liked to have seen better, whether that's from the property owners or specifically for us as folks who are on the ground and act as liaisons. So I just want to make sure that that's put in the form of a motion if I can. Thank you.
Mr. Manager.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. You know, this is an important order, and I totally agree with it. I think one of the things that we, as a department, as a city, is you mentioned there's always nuances with every situation and every fire.
he stopped wearing his glasses when he became full city manager.
Yes, that was all part of an act.
How do we best create
Just like Clark Kent.
Don't worry about me. I'm just a nerd.
And everyone as a whole, including the fire department and the inspectional services. There's a lot of work. There's a lot of tweaks that need to happen, just like you mentioned. So we definitely agree that we need to do a little bit more tweaking of some of the elements. They understand that. They acknowledge that they need to.
Sold Ed Augustus another condo, and now he's fucking.
Turnover in leadership.
You got the left eye done.
Yeah.
It was either that or an eye patch.
So we secure some new staff, and want to continue to build on that. We've been working on a brochure that provides a lot of information, including there used to be a formal hotline. Unfortunately,
Here we go. Yeah. Domenica is doing a fundraiser this weekend, but she also got an online account. We're getting into in the next few weeks. I think there's going to be, before 2022 ends, there's going to be a push for donations so that you can donate them. People can donate the max next year as well. I mean, not that any of us need to be worrying about maxing out donations to city council candidates necessarily, but if you wanted to, it's good to do now. There's going to be some more announcements coming up soon as well.
I'd like to rise first of all to sign on to this item and
that I think there's a chance to put this race away potentially before it gets too close to it.
Overwhelming large buildings or situations where we had, like you had in District 2 just a week, the Thanksgiving time. But it doesn't have to be even 100 units, and it doesn't even have to be, something that's as earth-shattering as.
I think I prefer the George Seption version of his color palette tonight.
Yeah, his coat looks great in George Seption.
I have to throw this out there. I've communicated via email to the administration, and we rely so much on our assistant city manager. She seems to always be the super person.
Man, it's gonna be so fun to watch him lose again.
Done, but we can't rely on one person all the time. I had a simple item with a dead domestic animal in a road. An item that we get on a regular basis, quite frankly. Sometimes on a weekend you'll get calls as a district council.
George got the call and he raced over there, but it was gone before he could snap it up.
Sidewalk that there's an animal that's dead in the road, and people just don't know what to do, and they pick up the phone and they call us as district councilors, and we welcome those calls. But we need to be able to call someone and have them answer the phone.
Yeah,
we don't need
absolutely. Yeah, good point. If people can't show up and they want to support.
Mr. Chairman, this new system that we have, this 311.
I feel as though if my house burnt down and someone from the city came over as I was shivering in the cold and handed me a brochure, I would fucking kill that person.
I made a call,
Just murder them right there.
And I'm still waiting for a call back.
Paper cut them to death with the brochure.
So that somebody has to answer the phone. We've got hundreds, if not thousands.
I think we'll find out this weekend, Brad.
Government employees' hands. Somebody has to answer the phone, whether it's for big items, small items, 24/7.
Oh wow, no, I did not hear about that.
Yeah, there was the one. Was it Grafton Street?
At the 311.
There's 2 people died.
Oh wait, yeah.
Like 5 injured.
That was a police pursuit.
Be accessible, at least to clean out those messages on an hourly basis.
Yeah, that was crazy, right?
Mr. Chairman, I support this item, and I thank my colleagues for bringing it forward.
Thank you. Council King.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I too would like to sign on to this. And as I sit here and think about all the responsibilities and responsiveness of my colleagues, of the city, of the folks who work for the
Jesus.
city, that there's got to be an element of responsibility for the folks that own and manage these large-scale apartment complexes. And I'm certainly not one for overstepping and having excessive government intrusion, but I can't help but think, is there some way, if perhaps on the state level or perhaps on a municipal ordinance, where we can kind of flesh out, if we can require that these apartment complexes develop emergency crisis response mechanisms and accesses in preparation for such events on their own. And therefore, as a request through the administration, because I'm not sure if we can do it on the municipal level, perhaps it's something we engage with or explore with our delegation, our state delegation, but it's worth exploring while keeping in mind,
Yeah, that's
and having some
crazy.
trepidation
I
about too much
saw it
government,
pop up when it
but at the
happened. People
same
were
time, I'd
talking
like to
about it,
report back
and that was
to the
never part of the
council and the
story when it was first
administration
being
in that regard, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
interesting. Not shocking at all.
So as amended, and we will, with the Council King's Amendment, we will, all those in favor, we will send that to the city manager. Those in favor, opposed, so ordered. Next
Well,
item
if we bought them a fleet of drones, they wouldn't have to be chasing people all over the city.
It's true. They could dive bomb them.
Yeah.
Including how we request for proposals.
Just drop
and
explosives
generate,
on the cars.
As well as the status of creating a municipal broadband network. Council Bergman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's been a little bit of a while since we've got some feedback from the administration on where these items are at. Obviously, the way this is worded, there's no surprise as far as what the tone is.
Gross.
People aren't happy with our cable services. We may not have options. That's been the history in the past, that we've had few options. It's somewhat been a monopoly. And it's unfortunate, but that's somewhat of reality. I'm wondering if the municipal broadband possibility has gotten us more information as to whether or not
Man.
that can move forward. Also, when the contract is
Cops
up.
love to say they saw guns.
Proposals. I know in the past when we've tried to generate proposals,
But like,
one company that's
I don't know. It's just so fucking
crazy. Thus, the monopoly analogy earlier. I'm just looking for an update.
Typically, when somebody flashes a gun at me, I go the other way. I don't chase after them.
I think all of us have received phone calls from constituents.
So, a cryptid kid, or just cryptid, no kid. I've never played airsoft, but it's one of the few times I actually called a non-emergency line with the police department. It was 2 days after one of the regional school shootings. It might have been Sandy Hook, but a couple kids. There's a bunch of kids that play airsoft in the woods around my house, and one of them came walking by the house with like a what? I've handled a Styrog. I know what a Styrog looks like. This kid had a 1-to-1 replica like airsoft rifle. It was a Styrog, and like I called the non-emergency line just to say like, look, there's like 2 teenagers walking down the street with what like anybody who's ever held a Styrog would think is a Styr. And it actually kind of scared the shit out of me because I just pictured these kids getting lit up by some cop who just saw someone walking down the street with a rifle.
Right.
Send that to the
Yeah, I don't know. There are airsoft guns that are
for sure, but also
pretty
this
legit.
is the part that's like heightening the situation by like,
Don't go chasing after them.
Pursuing. Yeah.
They already ran away.
Gloria?
Yes.
Councilor GA?
Yes.
Yeah, if they're not,
King?
Yes.
Councilmember Carlson? Councilor Nguyen?
Yes.
Councilor Rivera?
we live in a country of
Councilor Rose?
cowboys,
Yes.
unfortunately.
Councilor Russell?
Yes.
Councilor Toomey?
Yes.
And Mayor Petty?
Yes. Resolution of the City Council of the City of Worcester is hereby going on record and disapproving the creation of the Worcester Cultural Academy Charter School in the City of Worcester. Councilor.
Mr. Chairman.
Oh, Councilor Rose, you need to recuse yourself? Okay.
Why does Shaun need to recuse himself for this
Petty,
one?
Followed by Councilor King.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and I thank you for the people coming out tonight to talk about the charter school. And we've been here before as a city council. This ain't the first
Oh my
time.
God, is Shaun Rose
Charter schools, talk
working
about
for this charter school?
the Worcester Public Schools. We spent a long time on the student
His
opportunity.
entire campaign has been funded by Big Butter.
Including the city council, the school committee, the state delegation, and working with other mayors and other districts throughout the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and really pushing for the Student Opportunity Act. It was passed because of efforts from this council, from this school committee, and it was just funded with a permanent solution, I hope, depending where the funding goes, was a question one. And you think about it, as was mentioned, the Student Opportunity Act is giving us $11 to $12 million a year. And we have a funding source for it now. And as was mentioned in the school committee on this past Thursday night, that after a few years, if the charter school goes through, we'll take away $7 million from the Worcester Public Schools. We worked too hard as a community to get the funding back into Worcester Public Schools. That equals 100 teachers.
I'm just going to mute. Is the vacuuming on their stream?
In the Worcester Public Schools. So I think, and this is one of the reasons I'm opposing it, because I think
yes,
look at the,
yes, it is.
As was mentioned Thursday night, the what is it, the contract or the program.
I shared the link to the post that we were talking about for Domenica, the
application
event, if anybody wants to check
Worcester
it
Public
out.
Schools already do all that. They already do all that. They already go.
As these come in over the next, weeks and months, we'll definitely share them. What we hear as well. We are part of the inner circle. We get a lot of info about these things.
What do you? Did you guys talk about potentially hosting a debate?
I don't see
because the more people I talk to about it, the more people that tell me we should do it.
Yeah, we're talking about potentially hosting either city council debate or a candidate forum sometime next year to ask the real questions.
There's a meeting. Want to come and speak?
Such as where do you get off?
Skimmy Community College.
That's gonna be the opening question for every.
The goal being,
where the hell you get off?
The goal being to make it official enough that we get people like Kate Toomey or those types to come in and talk to.
Yeah, we have to make it a mistake for them to skip it.
Anyway, so hope to see everybody at 4 p.m. on Friday night. Thank you.
So, Councilor King, followed by Councilor Toomey.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Certainly hope that we get a unanimous vote out of this. I support the resolution being led by Mayor Petty, who also chairs our school committee. It's often the case that we have to recognize and understand the important role that our schools play in our overall community at large. You think about the clinical supports, the education, the co-creation of hope and aspiration that our public schools engender in our youth. And you think about the fight. Think about the fight in getting more funding for Worcester Public Schools. I know myself and others have championed that alongside of our brothers and sisters on the and folks on the school committee. I've gone to the State House steps fighting for Worcester Public Schools. We know that, as the mayor mentioned, 100 educators, $7 million.
He's got to be the favorite, right?
This is not the time for any additional charter schools. I encourage us to say no to increasing our charter schools. I'd like to additionally say that we've been fighting for more clinicians. We've been fighting for more
I gotta tell you guys, the amount that Kate Toomey knows about what goes on in the stream is very, very funny to me.
Live in the city of Worcester.
The amount of specific commenters that she now has a problem with would make you all so happy.
Increase in interest rates, and we'll get to inclusionary zoning.
I was
later.
at an event with Joe Petty
But
where
now
he said
is an
specifically, I
opportunity
tell Kate
for
not
once
to
again
watch
for
those
us to
fucking
double
idiots,
down
and
on
still
our
she
students,
watches.
Double down on our
Yeah,
educators.
fucking idiots. Well, these motherfucking idiots got you a big time loss, my friend. That was all us. We're taking credit for it.
In the city of Worcester, Mr. Chairman.
Who again? I saw I saw
appreciate the
Robin
leadership,
start at the station.
and
She
looking
thanked
forward
again
to
for you
see
guys
how these
coming
votes
on. She
land,
said she
Chip.
had
Thank
such
you.
a blast talking with you
Thank
guys
you,
during the
Councilor
night of the
Toomey.
election, and she can't wait to do more stuff with
Through
us.
you,
Hell
Mr.
yeah.
Chair,
'Cause
I have
Robin
risen
gets it,
to
and the
oppose charter
mayor
schools since
is a
before
big dum
I
dum.
even got on the school.
I mean,
school
it would
board.
even behoove us to have
As
just
a
a
parent, as
special
co-chair of
show
CY Parent Planning Advisory
focused
Council,
on just
I spoke
talking about
often
what her experience
about
has
the
been
impacts of
since
the
getting to
charter
the State
schools,
House.
on our
You guys
public
should pitch her
schools,
on
on
just
our
doing
students,
something
on our
regular like a
staff,
podcast.
in our
She
I
community.
mean,
said she'd be down.
And
yeah,
it's not good.
just to mix things up. I mean, you
As a
know,
matter of fact,
historically,
worked very closely with Superintendent
Harley has
Cardillo,
always done a show on
and
WCCA.
Allen,
I mean,
going
just
to the
move that
State
same
House,
idea over here.
To try to
If they
change
want
the,
it, you know, you can always
charter
just give
school
them a
order,
file and
which we
they'll
were
broadcast anything on
successful in doing that,
WCCA. Well,
several
almost
years
anything.
ago.
They don't like swears. I found that
There
out.
is not one reason I can think of that would require
But
another
Robin is
school
part
to
once she
say,
gets once she's
"Hey,
inaugurated, she's part of the establishment, and
incredible
then
work
they
that's been done
have
in
to
many of
unfortunately
our
destroy
schools."
her. So
There just isn't.
it might be
And
tough
what it's doing
to be on a
is
podcast
it
with
would
her.
absolutely, as
She
my
might not like
colleagues
that.
have said, take away from the children that we have that are already vulnerable, already having a difficult time after having been out
Yes.
because of COVID.
Yes, Mo
trying
Bergman.
to
Kate
transition back
does know you.
into a solid academic year, trying to transition back not only for this year but for the next coming years, to have your school put upside down because you have a private organization who's creating a school that's going to take
Bingo.
up to $7 million away from the education of these children. It just doesn't make any sense. And frankly, I know that we have such a variety.
Personally, the last
of
place I
schools and
want Donna to be
opportunities
is
for
laying next to
children.
me in bed when I
was
wake
a
up
big
with a raging
advocate of
hangover.
the
But also not the
magnet
school
school
committee.
program, which we've had, which is where my kids actually went to school. So we already have school choice. We do not need this for all the same reasons that we've opposed the previous charter schools that have applied here in Worcester. I would be happy to provide.
I've kind of tuned out. I'm ordering myself some dinner because I'm starving.
That
Nice. What are you getting?
I think I'm gonna go with Newton Square Pizza.
have not
Nice.
changed.
You getting a crab rangoon pizza?
Nah, I'm not a crab rangoon guy.
Thank you.
You can get pastrami pizza?
Thank you.
Ooh, I don't know. I was just getting into the
I
menu.
also, when I was on the school committee.
They really have to put a
I
warning
was
on those
opposed to
inhalers about
the expansion of
the side
charter
effects.
schools.
Yeah,
Very
you
vocal
know.
about that
Well, actually, I'm writing
for
about that in my
various
column
reasons.
next
Thus,
month. That
I will be
electrolytes
supporting,
are supposed to help curb
your
it.
resolution, Mr. Mayor.
So we'll see.
One of the things, just for
Interesting.
clarification,
That and
because
brushing
I
your
think
teeth.
when the general public is listening to us tonight, or is listening to the school committee, that they don't understand. And I'll just ask a couple of questions just so we can, so people can understand the process. So through the chair to the city manager, if that's the right avenue I'm going.
Yeah, Beninda's running.
How does this charter school that's being proposed get passed? Is it a state? The state pass it? This, obviously the city council does not pass it. The school committee does not have a say in passing it also. So who actually makes the decision? And also through the chair, how many charter schools I think we have a cap in the city. How
I
many
feel like
charter
these
schools
are all
does the city
questions you could have Googled
allow?
before the meeting.
That's really Desi and a committee that passed this. And,
Okay, so Desi,
that's why Desi's holding the meeting on Friday at 4 p.m. Yes.
so the Desi.
Donna
which
would
is-
only not run for mayor if
Just
another
can you
conservative
just
was
explain
running
to the general public,
at
because a lot
large
of
and
people
for
are asking
mayor.
me, they don't understand.
It's the
They
Department of
plan it,
Education.
you
They
know,
will be
the
coming in to
Republicans
listen to people in the city to see if they
in
want
this city and locally. Well, not in
have
this
this
city, but
additional
you know,
charter
wherever they
school.
get their money from, they have.
Okay, but they will make.
They decide
they will
who's going to
take a
run for
vote.
mayor.
Desi.
Yes, eventually. I'm not sure the exact date, but yes.
Okay, and do we have a cap in the city? Like, are we only allowed so many charter schools?
There was a cap, I thought, statewide, but I think you can apply for a city license. Is that right? Yeah. Tracy knows, so I'll just ask her.
Travis, is this you?
On the,
Okay,
there was a cap.
just for clarification.
No.
because a lot of
Cottonmouth?
people are confused about- I understand what we're doing here. the
Cottonmouth, welcome.
resolution, But people
It's
are
not me.
wondering,
No, I'm
are
still
we
trying to order food.
responsible for
Buffalo
this
chicken
vote?
calzone is
Why,
what struck
you
me.
know,
Nice.
just explain. Through the chair.
So through the chair to the counselor, in terms of the cap,
You're correct. There's a lot of confusion. The cap is actually based on the net school spending of the district. So for most districts in Massachusetts, the cap is 9% of our net school spending. Because Worcester fell into the lowest performing 10% of districts several years ago, and that list has now been frozen due to COVID. We're still operating under a list that's 3 years old. Worcester's cap is actually 18%. So it's based on spending rather than on numbers.
Suspiciously few commenters on Facebook
Thank you. And
in the
that
stream,
makes it very clear.
but all of them
because
are oddly
I just want
emotionally
people
attached
that
to
are
this
listening,
butter turning
to
school.
understand what this process is, that this is a resolution tonight.
Donna
and
Trader.
vote to,
Correct. I get
Yes.
your point. Yep.
yes, thank you so much.
So we will not be taking a vote, yes or no, on the charter school itself. It's just a resolution.
What if I don't? I would
against
probably
the
eat fried
supporting
rice,
charter.
Geo Hellraiser. I have a bag of fried rice in the freezer.
Councilor
I just
Rivera?
don't want to cook anything because I'm trying to pay attention to this.
Yeah, I don't want to repeat what's already been said, but I really want to really
But I'm
just,
going to.
commend your leadership on this resolution.
What else am I going to do?
I'm gonna
and
repeat
just
it
wanna
again.
publicly just support, I think, what's already been said. And I think two
Love
things that
butter.
are really important is really looking
Butter
at
is
that,
great.
You know, these
Just
charter
as by the
schools,
stick.
Yeah.
They take the
Butter's a
funding,
hand
but
fruit.
There's no accountability. And we've seen that over and
Take
over
another
and over
hit,
again.
Taylor,
And it's
and
become
go walk over to the
really, really
refrigerator and start
complicated for
eyeballing
our
that butter.
community.
Eat some butter.
And I
15 and a
think
half
also,
hours.
Hold on.
for marginalized community becomes really difficult to even
Just
have
because you told me to.
conversations
Shit,
kind of
I'll eat
eliminate some
I'll
of
eat a
that
tub of
because,
Kerry Gold for lunch.
Maybe not in every single charter school, but for
Gary
the most part,
Gold?
I think
Yeah,
what
well, you're
was
talking about
stated
the good
today,
stuff.
I think the school committee member, Novik, stated how it does enhance the issue of
Admittedly,
segregation
I've
in
eaten
schools
way
is
too many
already
of
an
those
issue that
little
we're trying to
Debbie
combat.
Christmas trees.
And so I think
I
the
saw them
main
come
concern
in,
is that
and
we-
Big Y has
they
them 2
take
for
our
$5.
funding, but
So they're basically
there's no
paying me to
level of
take them away.
accountability. And that's
Have you,
really
has
concerning
anyone
because we
tried
see
one of
this
those Dunkin'
not only
Donuts
here, but throughout
cookie
the
butter
nation. That's
donuts?
a major problem
No.
in
Yet?
charter
Oh
schools.
my
Are they
god!
good?
Especially
I haven't
when
had. I'm
they-
afraid.
it
I'm
really-
actually afraid to eat
almost
one.
like it
Like
takes away the voice
my
of
teeth
community,
like
and I think
ache
where there's
just
no
thinking about it.
accountability, and that
Ache with
community
longing.
voices really can't. They don't have like a body to be able to.
Who's
really go
Damian
to.
Luck
So who is that?
925?
Different charter schools, not just here, but in other
I mean,
locations
yes, we
that have
can,
been a
but
problem. And when you go to
Is that like a
address it,
Legma joke? Did we just fall
if
for
the
something?
board- If the board, I mean, we've seen
are they a butter
dysfunctional
enthusiast?
boards with dysfunctional leadership, and unless, which is very different than if you have an elected body. And so I'm just really concerned, and will definitely be supporting this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Nguyen.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I will be brief as, I'm really grateful that
still have
a
it?
lot of our colleagues are here and school committee folks already passed the resolution on their end. And so I'm in full support of this resolution. I think, I rise for just the sake of, the hurt that I feel in the community for this to be a Worcester cultural academic charter school.
If I start a
and it's
stoner
by,
stream,
folks who
it'll
aren't
absolutely
quite
happen.
on the ground here. And, when I think about the cultural needs of our city, I think we, are
If I can get Paul Giorgio
well
to
with
pay
that,
me
and we
money
could
to do the
better, but
420 and
that means
508
keeping our
stream, why not?
Oh yeah.
Investing in us, and that's what I see.
I'll buy the
direction
donuts.
of our community going.
Yeah, would you
And I
join
really
us? You'd
wanna
have to
applaud
hit.
that as well as
Oh, totally.
keeping that movement.
Yeah.
Sounds
I
like
know you're a
Gio.
paper-
Spending our
It sounds like Gio has
resources
half a
for
one to donate.
outsiders
Yeah.
to really do a cultural thing. I think we own that, and we continue to own that. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else prior? Councilor, what's that? Councilor, Merrill Council? George?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, not too long ago, this city council.
Can't eat a friggin' chocolate chip muffin at Dunkin'
did a
anymore. It's
tremendous amount of
horse
work
shit.
with the EAW.
Really? You can't get a
for
chocolate
no
chip
one
muffin
to.
anymore?
And as stated tonight,
I've just stopped
almost
going to Dunkin'.
62% of the
And Gourmet
folks
Donuts on West Boylston
Worcester
Street closed, so you gotta go to the
said no
gas
thank
station
you
one. Jeez,
to
this
the
place,
charter
this
schools.
city's not a real city.
And we,
Sorry, Sue Mailman.
you know,
This is a
we-
fake ass
we
second-rate
always know that
city.
this is something that's going to
Fucking
come
Utica's
at
got
us,
donuts and we don't. Got a
time
movie
and time
theater.
again.
Hey, spend $12 on a Rocco's donut? I don't think so, pal.
They
Mr.
can't spend nothing
Chairman,
on a Rocco's
you know, the
donut. Oh,
loss
Rocco's is still there.
of
I'm sorry.
$7 million
The Drafts and Donuts is
as well
gone.
as when we
Drafts
look
and
at
Donuts is gone.
losing 100 teachers from our Worcester public school system, that in of itself is certainly concerning for all of
I've
us.
done it with Councilor
But
Rose.
again, I think it's important for us.
You had
as
sex
a
with Shaun
city
Rose?
to
No.
support all
What?
of our
You said you've done it with Counselor Rose.
Yeah, get all the
DAW.
criminals in one room and
And
redacted. I
know
think we're
each and
talking about
every day,
our
the
stoner
hard
stream.
work that they
Fuck
do
it.
for our children.
He's a
here in
giver.
the
What can I
city.
say?
So I'm proud to see
Donut
you
Homies
here
is a thing, and it's
support
delicious.
your resolution, Mr. Chairman.
They're in
Thank
the
you.
Worcester Public
Thank you.
Market, and I think they're just
And we
opening up their
have,
second spot.
Anybody else?
Nice.
Councilor
Good for
King,
them.
the second time.
Really quickly, Mr.
Young
Chairman,
female
I just want
business
to take
owner.
the opportunity to mention that, you know, there are a number of folks who have kids who are interested in this charter school. And as folks have mentioned, this is a funding issue. To take away and displace and stop the momentum is exactly what will result in that. And what I would say to folks who are looking for something different, perhaps they read the information looking for something more cultural. I encourage those families, those children, those loved ones of young folks to reach out to your city school committee. Reach out to our new superintendent, Montanez. Roll up your sleeves and push together. I know folks who have attended our charter schools here in Worcester.
It's like, did they ever open that axe throwing place down at the Common?
Yeah, it's open.
This is a funding issue and an opportunity.
There's a
wait, really? There's a new. Oh, wait, which one is that?
We use our
corner of
opportunities
June
of influence.
Is it
to
where
say
the
to
old
folks, reach
Armenian
out to your elected
smoking
school
club
committee
was?
members.
So that's right by
Reach
my
out to this
house.
new
It's a tiny little store. It looked more like a
Things are
video game
changing and
store than
evolving,
it did an arcade, but I
at a
haven't
rapid
gone in.
pace our
Have you
city.
gone in,
It's a
Yenni?
great opportunity to get involved. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I walked by that the other day.
Okay, just mention something too. This is the first year that I think we were funded fully for the charter schools from the state. So it's usually a deficit of $1 million, probably going back a decade.
Reopen Dragon's Lair.
Where we lost. And all budgets change.
Bring
Remember
back
that.
Dragon's
Right
Lair.
now,
Forgive
with
that guy for
budgets
burning it
back
down
in
for
the
insurance
city.
money and bring it back.
Fast forward a few years down the road and the money disappears. And maybe the economy's not there. And so you're not just taking the $7 million, you're really going from a deficit because you won't get reimbursed from the state to what you should be getting reimbursed. So, okay, so we are going to adopt on the roll call.
Council Bergman?
Yes.
Council
I love
Caloria?
this is like
Council GA?
people like this in the
Council King?
Facebook
Yes.
comments. Like,
Councilmember Carlson?
Yes.
Council
I
Nguyen?
understand being
Yes.
passionate
Council Rivera?
about this issue from
Council Rose
the side of like
Rosenthal?
wanting to protect
Russell?
like
Yes.
public
Council
schools.
Toomey?
I
Yes.
don't
Mayor
understand
Petty?
Yes.
being so like passionate about
well,
like we need to
14A,
have
motion to
charter
accept.
schools,
All those in favor, opposed, so
except
ordered.
as like a political issue that you've already
14B,
like just
14E,
decided
refer to
what's
Economic
just like if
Development
you
Committee.
care that much about
All
schools
those
being
in
good, then
favor, opposed, so
fucking vote to
ordered.
like fund
Traffic
school.
and parking.
Like, what are you doing?
15A,
Just
motions to
it's-
adopt. All those in
it's dri-
favor, opposed, so ordered.
Weirds me out how people can be
15B
like
to
that.
15I, motions to accept. All those in favor, opposed, so ordered.
Yeah, there's clearly a disconnect.
16A,
Yeah,
team under
it's
privilege.
you know
Council King
it's-
requests the manager introduce
team
plans
is
for building
cheering
a
for
new
laundry,
city
but
pool,
it's still
spray
fucking
parks,
crazy to
while
get that worked
identifying
up over
appropriate
it.
Funding, including the possibility of utilizing American Rescue Plan
If you
Act
if
funds.
you if you proposed
Thank you, Mr.
increasing
Chairman.
funding for public
try to
schools
be
so
as
that they
brief
could
as
bring the kids
possible.
to the ecotarium
I
more,
wanted to talk a little
Colette
bit
Richard
about
would freak the fuck out,
importance and the
lose
public safety aspects
their damn mind.
of public pools. It's a lifesaver, Mr. Chairman. Learning how to swim can save lives. We've seen heroism here in the city of Worcester by the late Manny Familias and other officers who rushed in to save young
Bingo.
people.
Ben, why did Shaun have to
We've
recuse
had a lot of
himself?
challenges
Do you
as
know?
relates to the closing of lakes over this past summer. Over at Indian Lake, Shore Park, Clayson Beach, and all of that. And we know that it's not just simply a convenience. It allows for healthy living, fitness. It really brings the community together, our elderly, our young folks, a cross section of people. It can introduce folks to and young people to aquatic athletics. Swim classes can be increased, Mr. Chairman.
That's I mean, that's what I don't understand is how
We
that
know that as it relates
extends
to
to
all
this.
of this,
I don't know.
we had a number of pools some years ago. We removed 9 pools: Beaver Brook, Crompton, East University, South Worcester, Greenwood, Tacoma, Holmes, Kendrick, Field. We removed those. And we've built 1 pool at Crompton. We have spray parks over at East Park and in Greenwood Park. And there's 2 additional spray parks currently being developed. And spray parks are great, Mr. Chairman. I have
No,
3
they're not.
daughters who have all taken to them at various ages.
Just not.
But it's limiting. It's only for a certain demographic.
But do you and your son still go to the spray parks? Or
Crompton Park is that there's a spray, it's a hybrid. You have a pool and you have aspects of the spray park, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to make a motion.
You find out who's in the golden showers early.
That sort of a hybrid model to be ruled in or ruled out over at University Park.
Real
Tacoma,
cities have both easy
the
access
reasons
to
I
jelly
stated.
sticks, and they just
to
make
determine
spray
if
parks
there's,
out of
what
sculptures
sorts of
and
funding
fountains and
would
whatnot.
need to be
And
added to that
hydrants.
sort
They
of
just pop a
master
hydrant.
planning.
Well, no, but I mean, like we have that
You know,
fountain
we had
down
the
on
Wheels to Water
the Veterans
program
Memorial
going back many
down on the
years
common,
ago.
right? Like they put a fence
The
around it.
purpose of that program was to bring city kids to
Are you
pools,
proposing that
to
we
bring them out
decapitate the
to
Christopher
bodies of
Columbus
water
statue and make it into a fountain that
those,
just keeps everybody cool in the summertime?
city
Oh, that'd be
pools were
awesome. What
But the
was that?
water's dyed red coming out of
taken
it.
away.
What was that sprinkler
And
back in the
I
80s?
can't
It was like
think
Mr. Wiggles or something like that. It was like
of
a clown head with like
anything,
all the
a
long
life
hoses
skill
coming
Yeah.
The
off.
one they
Yeah.
had to
that's as
recall because it
important
killed a couple kids.
Yeah, because it would whip
for
around.
our
I mean, that
youth
was
and for
painful.
our
But
adults as
you put it
well
up high on top
It
of
was
the
like
Christopher
a
Columbus
Medusa.
statue.
can
Yeah.
save a lives. Learning how to swim can save lives, Mr.
Yeah, the
Chairman.
fence went up before they even
Um,
turned the water on.
I hope that this is something that we can
It was the fear
seriously
that homeless
look
people
into.
might actually
I think it'll
use the
alleviate
water.
a lot of the concerns we talk about
Use the water that no
challenges
one else is
in the
using.
city as it relates to the
Let's bring
heat.
back the
I don't know if it's
Burnside
called
fountain.
Heat Islands,
Turn
whatever
that
it's
into a
called.
splash pad.
But this is a way to alleviate
That thing's a
Let's
killer,
look
man.
Back and correct some of the decisions that we've made as a
Oh,
city in
hell
the
yeah.
past. I used to joke back in the day when they took away the pools.
A couple
the
years
people
back,
that
there was a
used-
company that
where
was
they had pools in the
going to do that in
neighborhoods,
Worcester, and it never
was the
happened.
equivalent of
I was gonna
saying,
say,
"Hey,
if
there
you
goes your
Google that,
pool,
there was definitely a
and
company
here's
that
some
was selling
sprinklers
tickets
now."
for
Yeah.
a
We
slip
know
and slide
that,
down Main Street.
Our spray parks are much greater than that. I enjoy them thoroughly. But any opportunity we have moving forward of hybrid, I think we should
Yeah, I mean,
consider
listen,
that.
like
And to consider all of the
there's
benefits thereof. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
2 people in the stream that are talking right now went to St. John's. One of them's kid goes to St. John's. I'm not necessarily. I wish I didn't go to private school, but there are great reasons. You know, there are a lot of great reasons to send your kid to private school. There's very specific things that a lot of them offer that can be great strategically, whatever, all that. But when so I'm not getting on anybody about if you want to send your kids to private school, it's totally fine. There's reasons to do that. It's when the people are desperately working against public schools, you know, when we're trying to perpetuate a system and create a worse system of reducing funding for public schools for no apparently good reason. That's where my issue comes in. So it's that
$200 million high schools.
it's unfathomable how many issues could be solved in this country if you just fully funded public schools. It's just the biggest, probably one of the top 2-3 issues in this country that would be would change everything, dynamically change society. But that's not, they're never going to happen without a huge fight because too many people benefit from it being this way and getting worse.
We have a nice facility with a big sports complex. It would be wonderful. And that could be a beautiful facility. And, but anyways, so we get a report by the manager for this. And I know we had the Wheels to Water program, which worked good. And, Councilor Rivera, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and Brian, I never hear
I
people
feel
who
like I
send
said,
kids to private
you bring
school
up pools
complain
and I
about
start twitching
having
a
to
little
pay
bit.
for public schools via
It's a sore
taxes.
subject for
Like
me
most
because I
people
was
don't
very
even
active in the
recognize
Save Our
what
Pools
local
movement
taxes
that
are
we
for and
had.
what aspect of
And
municipal
we were
government they
bringing all
fund.
the evidence. It was just a really, really tough time. And it just, I would support this 100%, but just really want to thank Councilor King for bringing this up. We talk about year in and year out the issue of the importance. I could definitely appreciate the splash parks. I've enjoyed them with my grandchildren myself. But there's nothing to be said regarding the pools and why I think there was clear arguments why and how they could be sustainable. I know there was all this conversation, but especially when you talk about equity, the issue of like how in communities of color and minoritized community that we didn't have, there's always that joke like that people of color like don't swim unless you come from people come from the island, the Caribbean, that's like a natural thing. But here, because we weren't allowed to go, there was a lot of segregation. You weren't allowed to go into the pools area. There was a lot of segregation on that. And so when you look at the ability, this is really, it could be very life-saving. And when you look at a lot of times the pools that we do have, how they're so actively used, there's lines. I would be in full support of really looking at how we could bring back at least some of our pools. I think the argument that we had then, what we presented and the facts that we presented then are still relevant today. And even more so as we've seen some
What was the actual reason why they
tragedy
cut down on the pools?
Funding. That was part of the.
I think,
It was
as we
around the
go,
time of the last economic sort of
and in
crisis.
New
The
England, it's
housing
not like,
market collapsed
one,
when
you
we
can
were
afford to have a pool in your home,
getting
but
rid
if
of
you
lots
can,
of public
just the
employees,
maintenance
and
of
then
it. So I really
funding
think as
models
we
were
look
drying
at
up
it,
quickly.
that we look at the
Yeah, I
issue of
wasn't. Yeah,
revenue
exactly. I couldn't remember the exact, but that does make sense. I like
community health
growing up.
improvement
We used to
plan.
go to
It's a really
Bennett
good way
Pool
to really look at
over by Gates
activation
Lane
of like
all summer.
health
Legitimately
programs for
every
seniors, people who
day
have
of
different
every
abilities,
day it was
that
open. It was
get around different
packed.
abilities, different mobile
Like
abilities within our
that's
bodies. There's so
such a
many
huge
aspects of
difference.
being able
Like
that we
going
can
over
have in
there
our
now,
pools.
and
This is
just
the thing
in
that
the
we can
summer
have
that part of the city
intergenerational.
is
We
like
can have
empty, and
learning
has a lot.
for
It's
children,
just
but we can
crazy to
have
me how
interaction
much
with
that
elderly,
how
Brian,
much
were
of an
you
effect that
people with
has.
different
you old
abilities.
enough
It's
to
just
remember
it's a
the
great
diving
pathway
boards?
to be able to bridge
Oh
and
yeah,
bring people
yeah.
That was
community
wild.
together.
Yeah.
It's
I actually had
safety,
a friend of mine
equity,
go off the
it's
high diving
health.
board, go
There's so
straight to the
much to
bottom.
this,
We found out he
and I
couldn't
really
swim,
hope that
but
I
my
long
my
for the day
mother
that we can
dove in
bring
and like
this
pulled him out. Like
conversation back to the
lifeguards didn't even
surface,
budge.
so
Had
we
no
can see
idea that
some of
there's a
this
kid just
come
like sitting at the
into
bottom of the pool.
action.
One of
And
those
I know
dense
that we
kids
as
who
a city can do
did
this.
not
Thank you.
float at all.
And again, want to commend
Those heavy
Councilor King for
bones.
this.
Thank you. So send that to the manager as
I didn't
amended.
grow up in Worcester,
You can
but we
send
had
the,
Sylvan Lake back in Watertown, Connecticut.
pools and spray
And
parks, and I
it
think
was
that's
the
when I first
spot
met
in the
Councilor
summer,
Rivera
open
before she
every
was
day.
councilor.
Every kid from the neighborhood just went
Actually became
swimming.
friends after that.
We all learned how to swim
But we'll
with
send that
one
to the
board
the
lifeguard
manager. All those in
kind of
favor?
watching us.
Opposed, so ordered. Okay, so I'm going to go
No,
back.
when like there was probably like 3 or 4 lifeguards at a
Okay.
time at Bennett. Like
Yeah.
my mom, like after we were like once we were like 10 or 11, like would let us ride our bikes down there and go.
Contract or about
There's so
2
many
years,
people there.
subject to negotiation, appointing
But
Eric D.
That's kind of my
Batista,
point. There was
city
so many other
permanency
people paying
manager.
attention that
The city council will reconvene
The,
open session at the conclusion.
The
of
thing with
its
Bennett too, though, it's a
negotiations.
DCR
So we
pool,
will
so
come
the
back and
state
adjourn
is funding that
from
one.
here. If we reach a deal.
And Yenni, to your point, that's not
we'll
wrong,
adjourn
but
either
our
way.
lifeguard problem that's
So
statewide.
motions to go
I
into
mean,
executive session, roll call.
DCR was down about 50% for
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So
lifeguards. Every
just all
community with
councilors know we're
pools
gonna
was
go
down
into
for
play by
lifeguards.
looking for the executive
I actually
session.
think the
Councilor
city's doing.
Bergman?
I think I've said it
Councilor
before.
Calorio?
Yes.
The city's
Councilor
doing a
Diaz?
disservice by
Councilor
not
King?
Yes.
Councilor Merrill Carlson?
allowing the
Councilor
fire
Milian?
department
Yes.
to handle
Councilor Rivera?
lifeguarding duties as a form of overtime.
Russell? Councilor Toomey?
Yes.
Are they coming? Are they going to come back from this? Did they say?
that's what Joe's just said. Yeah, they're going to try
So
to
they're
come
just-
back if they reach negotiation.
All right. Well, we'll hang out for a while because it's early yet. Yeah, I mean, I think that's really it. Because it comes down to the pay. For most people, it's just not it's just not a viable summer job for most. Ooh, look at that pan up. Sorry, tilt up.
You got to fix one of those lights.
You know, we got to get the gaffer in here. Where's the DP?
This is a better camera than just letting it sit there on mute.
Well, they're colluding right now, so you gotta let them.
They're going to the other chambers.
No, I'm just kidding.
Are we not going to change that one light in the center?
Yeah, right. It's driving me nuts too.
Hold on, come on back. But what that when you talk about like recruiting lifeguards and lifeguard safety and all that stuff, but all that comes from lack of funding. They cut the funding first, and then all that stuff tumbles downhill. And then it's like, well, we can't get a lifeguard here. But that's all decisions that are made ahead of time that cause those effects. And that's the thing. It's a great job if you can make some actual money doing it, but most kids can't. And
right.
But
it's by design too, because I mean it's similar to the conversation we were having earlier about public schools and whatnot. It's the council that we're listening to fight against a charter school will be the same council that will not agree to more funding for the schools when we're well below our Prop 2.5 levy. There's a million things that we could be doing in this city to just better quality of life. And
yeah.
The lifeguard thing is one that I don't know. I had to do when I went to private school and I rowed. We lost a boat at Lake Quinsigamond up at St. John's one year. My camera keeps dying. I apologize for that. I'm still here. We lost a boat one year at Lake Quinsigamond, and it was in the winter, and we almost lost a couple of rowers as a result. So that winter, they made us all take basic water safety, but not just like the treading water thing. Actually, we had to haul somebody out of the bottom of the pool at the main South Y, like pulling like a full-sized body out of like an actual human that's going to struggle just to make it kind of realistic from the bottom of a pool is not an easy thing to do if you're in great shape. And this is not at all to diminish the young people who work as lifeguards in the city. It's not a great program, just based on the fact that if you've ever tried to rescue somebody from the water, like that's a very difficult thing to do. That's kind of why I mentioned the fire department thing earlier. You look at communities that take water safety seriously, where it's part of their industry for tourism, everywhere on the West Coast, even down to the Cape here in Massachusetts. If it's not fire departments that handle lifeguarding, they're people who are trained by the fire department and overseen by public safety. They're not kids like literal teenagers who are told to call the police on your cell phone if you have an emergency. We don't even give these kids radios to be able to call in people who have actual life-saving devices on them and whatnot. We just throw them out there with a surfboard and some other shit. It's a system designed for failure, and it is, to your point, Brian, indicative of our just inability to fund things that matter.
Yeah. It stinks.
It stinks. But again, I feel like that's an easy one. If Eric, if you're listening, I mean, the back and forth between the police and the fire department when it comes to contract negotiations every year is that the police department essentially has unlimited overtime. You could throw the fire department a bone by giving them the opportunity to take that role up and, have more training that went along with it, but also make sure that we have more coverage at our beaches and whatnot that are overused and understaffed.
It's choices. These are all choices.
Speaking of choices, did we get to the municipal broadband thing while I stepped away? Did
They
they cover
were
that?
Looking for a report.
Yeah, they're just looking. Yeah, they requested the report.
Yeah,
I sure would like something better than what I have.
Yeah, this whole meeting is anti-charter.
This is Matt Wally's opportunity to remind everyone that he was the only person, along with Tracy Novick, who cared about municipal broadband.
It's true. He's probably gonna that's what he's gonna run on, right?
I would assume so. I mean, yeah, it was a good issue for him to take up in the first place.
Yeah. Too bad he's gonna lose again.
I got to design a logo for a candidate. I don't think I'm going to show it here, but I could send it to everybody in the text chat.
I don't think you can show that yet, can you?
No.
Can you block out the name?
Kind of prominent.
City council candidate.
Yeah, there's a juicy announcement coming this weekend, everybody.
Oh, is that when it's this weekend?
I believe so. Yeah. And on this time, it's not just we're not just being shitheads. We like legit can't say you guys are gonna be very happy.
There's multiple people that I know of that I'm waiting for them to make announcements. Like there's one very interesting one that I think is going to be a strong candidate for the position they're running after. And I'm really excited for people to hear that one.
Yeah. Mo, let's talk later. Shoot me a message later. I think you're fine. But yeah, I think there's going to be a fair amount of announcements coming up that are making me excited about this next election cycle. It's the opposite of how depressing it usually is. Yeah, Yenni's got bigger fish to fry. We're very excited for what she's going to be working on as well. So there's a lot of good stuff that's going to be coming up. The last couple of years have been building, and I really do think that there's a really good chance that to make like to shift the balance on the council and in the city.
We really need to monopolize the debate and forum game, though. Just put Gary Rosen to bed. It's
I'm telling you, we make it an event. I don't know if we book out Ralph's. I don't know if we book out Redemption Rock. We may even outgrow those two spaces and need to go bigger. But just to have a real conversation in a cool setting, in a cool Worcester setting, we have an opportunity that none of these other media outlets have. We've proved it with Robin.
Yeah.
And again, we get buy-in from Robin Kennedy or anybody else like that.
Yeah, it's gonna be we're gonna destroy everybody. We're gonna become media conglomerates in the city. I think. I mean, we'll find like a coffee shop or something. I don't know. Well, it'll be good. We're gonna do a great job.
Maybe it's two nights, one with alcohol, one with not. I don't know.
We're gonna destroy this. Gio, I don't think. Did we talk? It was not on air last time we were on. I think we talked about this afterwards. I'm thinking about running for city council and telling people, do not vote for me or Kate Toomey. I'm running to not be voted for, and also don't vote for Kate Toomey. So if anybody wants to work on my anti-campaign, then let me know.
All right, update. Costa is delivering my food.
Whoa. How much did you tip him? Tons?
No, I actually missed the tip, but thank God I have cash. So
that's always the worst feeling in the world when you don't have cash on you and you took too many puffs off your inhaler.
Yeah.
Only one stick of butter left.
I still, all this inhaler hits. Don't crave butter straight. Not yet.
Put some on the pizza. I bet that'll really
butter your pizza, dude.
You ain't nothing unless you're buttering your pizza.
Yeah. Okay, everybody in the chat, sound off. What's the most fucked up thing you ever put on your pizza? That's good. What like stand by a bad choice pizza. I'm happy to share mine, guys. Reese's peanut butter cups are good on cheese pizza. Right, put one right on there. Let it melt a little bit. It's fucking good. It's really good.
It's not necessarily you're not allowed to smoke on Twitch, but it's the kind of thing where you can get a community violation, I think.
Yeah, potentially.
I used to have a place in New York City that would put ziti on their pizza, and it would be an entire pasta dinner on a slice. It would be the heartiest pizza you've ever eaten for $2.
Yeah. Some there was somewhere that did spaghetti and meatball pizza. That was like really good. Cut up hot dogs is good. Nachos on a pizza. That's really good. Antonio says that taco pizza. That's good. It's got chips on it. Yeah.
Oh. All right. Be right back.
No, bring him on stream.
Yeah. Costa. Well, that's gonna be a trouble. That's gonna be a problem for Travis. He's not passing out and throwing up because of smoking too much weed.
If I'm not throwing up, it's not a day that ends in Y.
Tortellini, yeah, I haven't tried that one. I like a salad pizza. Salad pizza's good. I'm trying to think of what other like screw. It'd be good, peanut butter and jelly pizza.
I don't support that.
Well, I guess I'm an innovator.
Yeah.
I'm out
The
on the
peanut butter
cutting edge.
cups, I think I could get into, but the jelly, that's a bridge
Yeah.
too far.
That potato one. One time, me and my friends, we were making homemade pizzas, and we went to Ken Chin's and got a bunch of Chinese food and put it on the pizza, and then made pizza on top of it, and that was really good. And I think the guy from Ziggy's was spying in our window, and he said, "This is what I'm gonna make for a steak and cheese."
I got to tell you, Brian, last week was the first time I heard your catcher's mitt body joke. I almost pissed myself at the bar at Ralph's. Shaun actually had to put his hand on my back at one point in time because I was like doubled over, and yeah, it was.
It's a good joke. I like
I'm usually not a sucker for physical comedy. That broke me.
I have trouble with it because it feels hacky sometimes to me, but it makes me laugh. And if you guys want to know what that joke is, you can come see me Friday night at JMac. Me and Shaun are doing stand-up on a very fun show that Cassie Tortorisi booked us on that I'm excited about. But you'll get no more explanation on that joke here. You gotta pay for that one, baby. That somebody else gave me a compliment for that joke, and I stopped doing it. I didn't do it for like a year because I was like, I don't know, it's kind of
no, perfect.
Very silly.
That whole night was great though, man. Anthony was incredible.
Anthony DeVito is incredible. I think he's really gonna blow up soon. He's gonna be a big time comic. And I'm very, very happy that we've got to have him a few times here in Worcester. Hopefully we'll get him back. We've had some good shows recently. Eddie Pepitone. Hopefully we'll get him back in a year. It's exciting times for comedy in Worcester. We just had to kill off all the clubs first, and then
build back from the ashes.
Yeah, we've only done that a few times. It's been fine. Here's a event I think for the show. It's called the Winter Warmer. I didn't come up with the name. It's a theater, music, and stand-up show at JMac on Friday at 8:00. I think it's gonna be really fun. Me and Shaun almost never get to do like stand-up on shows together, and we're each doing 20-minute sets. So, did I copy the same one again? All right, hold on. Let me get this. Here's the Eventbrite for it.
You plugging stuff? I'm
doing some plugs.
Excellent.
There's nowhere to park down there, unfortunately. You're gonna have to have yourself drive around the block in a car.
Hire a Worcester cabbie.
Yeah. I don't know if I have any videos online, to be honest with you. I think I pulled them from YouTube, all my tapes, but
are you going to do an album?
Am I?
You should. You have the material, don't you?
I got an hour. Do an album. I don't know.
Do you hot dog too?
Yeah, Gerardo was unfortunately the admin of my YouTube account. He got in there and he booted me.
Those onion rings, Travis?
Curly fries.
He's high. He's getting their curly fries, of course. How much nacho cheese did you get with him? Oh, okay. All right. This guy.
I'm high.
I'm not fucking around.
You gonna bother dipping, or are you just gonna drink it?
You combine it in your mouth for maximum flavor. But I'm gonna do that off camera. I feel like if the
No, come
weed
on.
doesn't get us kicked off Twitch, that will.
Can you drink a whole bottle?
No, I'm fucking with you. I don't actually do that.
Do it.
The only thing I could do that with is Arby's sauce.
No, that's not an answer to the question. Can you drink a whole bottle? That was the
Will
question.
you? Yeah.
I mean, if pushed, if money was involved, probably.
Okay, throw up your Venmo, man. We get an
All
audience.
right.
Are we really struggling for content? I mean, we could talk about the Georgia runoff election. Looks like
Oh, is that have they
Warnock's-
been doing any coverage?
Yeah, looks like half reporting. Warnock's in the lead.
Okay. All right. Here we go. That's why we had this. That's why we had initially sent out the event with a special election coverage listed. That's why. It's because of the runoff.
It's Twitch, man. You have to like put in your schedule every week, and I changed it one week. So thanks, Yenni, for pointing that out.
She's got our back. She's always got our back. Oh yeah, he's at 53.4 to 46.6. Warnock is winning at the moment. 49% of the vote in. We'll keep an eye on that. Okay. All right, Gio. Interesting.
I feel like he's not going to go away, even if he loses.
He'll go away. Just ask his kids.
Yeah. Well, SNL was even shitting on him hard and saying that they were going to lock him in a Mitch McConnell's safety room.
Man, Kiki Palmer, great SNL host.
That was fantastic. The skit with not Good Burger, Keenan and Kelly. I watched it 3 times because I found it so funny.
I love Cal. Welcome back, Cal.
You already brought up Idiocracy, but I feel like that is the closest we're going to come to a President Camacho in any meaningful timeline. I mean, I know we're going to get there eventually, but
yeah,
I want to be young enough to enjoy it.
We've tested the waters.
Yeah, people are losing our stream.
I mean, that's fine. You guys can take off.
President Yay.
I'll post on the Instagram when we're back in. If we're back in, if you want to go, live your life for a little bit.
Does anybody read the 420 and 508 column?
Yeah, is everyone keeping up? Huh?
I had some random old guy tell me at the station that he reads. And I'm like, that's really cool. It's always great to meet another connoisseur. And he's like, no, I haven't touched it in years. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, not since the 70s. And I just kind of stared at him puzzlingly, like, why do you read the column?
He's living vicariously through you, man.
He's like, you're right. I shouldn't listen to you.
Oh, I mean, hey,
I shouldn't read you.
It's weird to me. It's weird to me that people want to read my shit. I'm not a very good content creator.
That's because you haven't pounded a bottle of ranch dressing in a while.
The juice is flowing. Take a sip. Here we go.
Only for television.
Thank you.
Oh, this is brand new. You could have.
That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
That's why
ASMR.
you got to put the whole bottle down. No one can accuse you of cheating.
Don't throw up.
Projectile vomit everywhere.
I'm ready to remove him from the stream if he
It's a
starts to
squeezy
throw up.
bottle too. You could hold it at a distance and squeeze it right in.
All right, hold on. I'll try this. I'm gonna mute just for a second.
Please do.
I'm gonna unmute him.
Oh. Please, someone clip that. Please.
Oh my god.
Be right back.
I was just about to compliment you on that sweatshirt too, but yeah, thanks.
Oh wow. Those 7 people that bailed are gonna be so upset at themselves.
Seriously.
Oh wow.
Should we text Bill? Let him know something exciting just happened?
Yeah. He did. He wanted to know if anything exciting happened. And guess what?
You missed it, Bill.
It did. That was amazing. What else do we got coming up if they do come back? They covered everything basically, right?
I think that is pretty yeah. Did they do inclusionary zoning?
No. Right?
There was something on here for inclusionary zoning. But that also could have been, yeah. Yeah, that was the big one, it seems.
I mean, we can give it a little longer, see if they do end up coming back. Could be interesting to see if they make the announcement. It would be, just making the listening sessions even more useless. But
Brian, who is that over your shoulder? Is that George the Animal Steel?
that is George the Animal Steel. I got him at That's Entertainment last week. Pretty excited. The LJN.
I feel like you should have been wearing that sweatshirt for the first go round.
Well, so this time I brought the paper towels with me. So
we're doing it again. Good. Yeah,
of course. No, that was a weak ass effort.
I'm gonna finish the job.
You got to squeeze harder. That was the problem.
Travis, do you want me to come over and stomp on the bottle?
Would you?
Yeah, I'll be right over.
It would only take you a little bit to get here, right?
Yeah.
Just to be sure, we're still in recess. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Have George the Animal Steel stomp on the bottle.
Oh yeah, he'd chew it like a turnbuckle.
Oh, wrestling. Right on.
Here we go. Oh, no, we need distance. Yeah, there it is.
Oh, wow. With gusto.
I am not enjoying this nearly as much as I thought I would. Nope. And neither are you. Good. We're on the same page.
Nobody wins. Nobody wins.
That was so much ranch.
Nope. Not enjoying this at all.
Man, Bill shouldn't leave us alone.
Why does he need to go on tour? This is like tour life right here.
Yeah, right.
This is what I did in a van in my band. We were straight edge,
That's
so
the
it was
best
this
part.
or nothing. That definitely lost us some viewers too.
We tried to get him not to do it again. Oh wow, that's pretty great.
I feel I'm stealing this idea from Nicole Apostola, who in a chat just asked how long before OpenGPT, the chatbot, runs for District 3. That actually is a great idea, right? Like we get to have somebody like pull papers under their name, but the only communication they have with the public is reciting what comes from OpenGPT.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Just
You
a
sound
computer
more
controlled. I would do that. I would allow myself to be controlled by AI.
Yeah, it's inevitable. Just
All
get in
these-
early.
Yeah.
All these designer friends of mine, artist friends of mine, they're all shitting their pants. Robots are coming for us.
They are.
Yeah.
I'm going to embrace it. It's only going to make my life easier. I could think of some pretty fucked up shit. So my robot art is going to be cooler than anybody else's.
Fair.
But just wait until the robots realize that you've been getting paid off of their efforts. So Brian's going to be on their side because he's just reciting what they're saying. He's actually helping elect them to office so they can take control. You're just stealing their money.
It's okay. They don't care about money.
Robots don't need money.
No.
Such a primitive thought.
So what's your next trick, Travis?
Still got ranch on screen. No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
You're not actually. You probably should you should start dialing 911 now. Just dial the 9 and the 1.
How much? How much ranch do you need to consume before it becomes dangerous?
I don't think anyone has ever tried to figure out what the LD50 on ranch dressing is, but it's probably lower than most people think.
Poison control. I mean, 2 tablespoons is 130 calories.
Mm-hmm.
So I probably had about 500 calories worth.
Yeah, definitely on the verge of a coronary event, a cardiac event. Then.
Well, I don't eat all day. I just starve all day and then just eat one big meal.
Yeah.
It's not very healthy. I wouldn't suggest it.
Yeah. Yeah, you should. Yeah. You should. Don't eat all day. Draw a bunch of weird ass pictures. smoke too much weed.
I mean, to be clear, I don't just drop hints.
Shotgun
Sometimes-
ranch.
Have some inhaler.
Yeah.
Come up for air to harass AI every once in a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good situation for you, I think.
We are still in recess.
That light is still out.
Thanks to the people that stuck on, because there's only 2 people left on their stream.
Oh,
And I'm one of them. I'm one of them. Wait, so was somebody else streaming this?
What's that?
I wonder if we have a competitive Worcester
We
City
got a
Council
rival.
stream.
We've
Like
got
Fred
rivals coming against us, coming at us from every angle. Gerardo Schiano, he's mad that we were able to reattach our accounts together, and he's coming at us, man. He's gonna destroy us, and he's gonna run for District 1, get destroyed by Rick Cipro.
It's actually funny you say that because our streaming platform lost connection to our Facebook, apparently.
I fixed it. Next week we'll be back on Facebook. Spray parks are a good thing. So
they keep saying spray parks, and I thought they were talking about like spray paint parks. I was like, yeah, we need one of those.
Your old backyard was one.
There really was. That's why it was awesome for a bit.
What the fuck does legal now? Frankly, that's amazing. Has anyone ever looked back at their old live journal? Can I recommend not doing that?
Yeah. There's a GeoCities website that a friend of mine built back during like high school days that has my name on it because he, I don't know, put names of his friends at places. So every time I Google my name, that's the last thing that comes up.
That comes up. Yeah.
He updates it frequently. Did you have a DeviantArt, Brendan?
No, I did not.
Live journal, dead journal.
No, because I was kind of early screwing around with WordPress right when it came out, so I kind of self-hosted everything. I was a nerd, and I actually kind of like to be in control of content. Look how that turned out.
If you Google my name, I'm the second through like third through fourth entry. There's a professional director that I have more Google results than. I'm coming for you, other Bryan O'Donnell.
There was one other Travis Duda that I've seen, and he's in Ohio, and he likes pugs. And that's about it.
I'm going to share this with you in the chat if you can share it with everybody else. But my my biggest brush with fame came from the San Francisco Chronicle when I was blogging back in the day. And I made a joke when my son was born about like being inundated with breast milk and my freezer just being full. So I offered to start selling it in a blog post, and people didn't realize it was a joke. So I started getting contacted from folks all over the world, mostly dudes with a fetish who were trying to purchase breast milk from me. And this reporter, who was great, I've actually stayed in contact with her for a while, but she was kind of getting in on the underground breast milk trade. And yeah, she made me a feature of the article about how like my website had become a clearinghouse for people who are looking to buy illicit breast milk. Now, to be clear, I never sold a drop. That would be illegal, and my wife probably would have not liked me anymore. But from what I can gather, people were in fact using my website as
to contact each other.
Yeah, I mean, that was back before Silk Road was around, where you really couldn't just hop on the dark web and get your weird shit. You had to. Apparently, it is. I've never really gotten any good.
Yeah, it's not pasteurized, you know.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the yeah, there you are. Yep. And the internet never forgets. So you Google my name and you go into it, you go deep enough, this will come up.
And then you started selling ice cream. Interesting.
Yep. Well, I mean, there was a demand, man.
There's a connection. Yeah, really.
You're born.
Fresh yogurt.
That's pretty fascinating because another blogger that we know in Worcester also pretended to sell her own breast milk.
Yeah.
That became a thing for a while on Craigslist as a joke. Didn't actually sell it, but
yeah, it was. I mean, I had the La Leche League getting mad at me. It was, it really did cause quite a kerfuffle just making a stupid joke, but
pretty great.
That's it. We done?
I don't think they're not coming back, right?
Well,
I mean,
they
it says
said
recess.
They said that they would come back if they made, if they found whatever. Words are escaping me. They said they were going to come back.
Terrible use of the word recess if they're not coming back.
Yeah.
Recess
Well, to be fair, a lot of times in elementary school, they'd send us over recess and I'd just walk home. I'm fucking out of here.
Mo Bergman. How about we have Mo Bergman come on? We'll send you the link.
Mo? Want to make that jump? Are you in your car? Yeah, share. Everybody throw up your DeviantArts. Throw up your old blogs. I will not, because I cannot bear the person that I was when I was 16 years old.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I want to die.
I wanted to die then. I was really angry about shit. I was straight edge and angry. Now I'm a stoner and chill. And a nihilist.
Just pounding ranch dressing on the internet.
Totally.
We all got to make a living, Brendan. I don't
No,
come
I'm
to
not
your
judging.
work and
slap the ranch bottle out of your mouth.
Thank you. I didn't know where to take it.
Yeah, what's all right, so Thursday is another listening session.
Where is that one, Brian?
That one's at the UU Church on Holden Street.
Okay.
Right? I think so. Double check that. I don't think I can go. It's at 5:30. Yeah, 90 Holden Street. I mean, it'd be interesting to hear what people are asking him, and as we know, as they're currently giving him a very lucrative contract, it doesn't really have an effect necessarily, but I don't know. It's probably good for him to know that people are paying attention.
It'd just be good to know if he's actually being reactive in these sessions, or if people are like asking real questions.
Sounds like not, but from what I heard from the first one, but not again. Yes, also not surprising. So, oh yeah, post your burn books if you got them too. By all means. Travis Duda is a pusher, a drug pusher.
No, I used to push popovers, but that's about the most.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you guys want to call it? If they come back, it's not gonna. It's whatever. Fuck them. They're just gonna, congratulate themselves for doing what they always do.
What if they're just trying to wait us out?
Maybe. All right. Let's say we're leaving, and then then just wait.
Yeah, I posted an old comic book I used to write, or webcomic I used to write, called
Oh,
The
there you
Mundane
go.
Men. It's all about heroes that solve everyday problems in weird or strange ways.
Nice. That's fun. Check that out. Everybody check that out. Everybody, hit up Travis for all of your design and comic book artistry and ranch sucking needs.
Only ranch sucking from here on out. That's the new business model of 2023.
His new, you got to change the name of your business to Ranch Sucker Graphics.
Hidden Valley Travis, thank you. Hilly Valley Tranch.
Tranch Duda.
I'm a tranch man from here on out.
Yeah, if you're running for city council, then hit Travis up for some graphics, some logos. He does great work. And otherwise, I don't know. Listen to my podcast, Parts Unknown. We found out there's a couple. I know Gio's a wrestling fan. Matthew knows a wrestling fan. I see you guys tweeting. Check out the show if you haven't already. We, slower schedule than usual. We've got gotten crazy busy, but we got a month off coming up here soon, so get nail some episodes down. Make sure that you're subscribing to Bill's Substack. We've mentioned that before, but you gotta get that in there. Oh yeah, check out Domenica's event this Saturday. When the rest of the new candidates, shop at Kate Toomey Designs. We'll share as many events as we can. Honestly, these things, no one else is paying attention. No one else ever pays attention. If you throw a few bucks at these people, it could actually make a difference in their campaigns. So check that out. Attend if you can, or donate, or whatever you want to do. Find out more info, see what she's all about, and then we'll go from there. Shaun Connolly has a new Substack as well. We don't have a link for that right now. I just forgot to bring it up earlier. But if you follow Shaun on Instagram or follow Wooten Any Comedy on Instagram, then we'll be able. You can link to that from there. He's got free subscriptions, but honestly, subscribe for a few bucks. It's like $5 a month. He was banished from Worcester Magazine because he got too real. He got too honest for them. They couldn't handle it. And Gerardo Schiano hacked into Worcester Magazine and fired him. So he's got his own Substack now. I think it's called Dear Shaun. It's a spinoff of the Bad Advice column. So make sure you check that out. Shaun's a very fun and funny writer. So I think you can get a kick out of that. Again, throw him some money for that. Support your, friends who are artists who are trying to make stuff. Hopefully not. I think maybe he's been curved from that. Hopefully. There you go. SeanConnolly.substack.com. Check it out.
This
Follow
looks
us
like
at
a GeoCities site.
He's got a very small child. Well, throw him some graphic. Throw him some web design work.
I did his album.
There you go. And you did an amazing job with it.
I would do your album.
Well, we'll think about it. I had an idea of me and Doug doing a split album.
Fuck yeah, good split.
Where we talk shit about each other, but we'll see. Who knows?
Is that the right Substack? I feel like I'm reading somebody's like football diary.
Oh, really? Is that? Well, subscribe to that one too.
That's what. That's linked on his. I literally went to his. Oh wait, nope. That's not Shaun Connolly. That's a different Shaun Connolly.
You're surprised that there's more than one?
What? For real?
No, but follow this guy because I mean he's got.
Do you have hot takes? Shaun's bad advice.substack.com.
Oh, that's incredible.
But if you're looking to throw some money on, soccer, follow this other Shaun Connolly. That's where it's at.
Oh, has he got some good thoughts?
Okay, this looks way more like our Shaun.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, really hoping to head him off at the pass on this one. I'm really, really hoping that he's going to change his mind. I'm also hoping there's an outside shot that maybe Cipro gets scared off, but got an exciting few weeks coming up, so check that out. Check out Shaun's Substack again. Brendan, bring the podcast back.
2023.
All right, you heard
at
it here
the earliest.
Get in there while you can. Do we get a call?
What?
No. Yenni said that the Discord just went nuts. I don't think we got a call yet, but looks like I don't know. We'll see. Go watch that. Don't worry about us anymore. We love you guys. Thank you so much.
Have a great night.
We will see you next Tuesday. thanks for hanging with us. And Joe Petty, Kate Toomey, shut the fuck up.